having minutia. Little note.
Minutia?
Yeah, we won't make fun of his little notes. Okay.
Inertia?
So, yes. Notia. Notion.
Who's a
Hey guys! Welcome back to Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons! Black Tower Stories Adventures of Athoria! Here with this group, the Silver Knights of the Mythal.
Yay, you got it.
Yeah,
right.
God, I'm getting yes, just
100
in. I'm
sessions
hearing
in.
from Izal that yes, I did get that correct. Yeah, it could be worse. I mean, like last campaign when you guys had the name that I didn't actually realize what it was until way after the end of the campaign when I was just making some notes and I was like, oh, I need to shorten this. And all of a sudden I just sat there going,
Hot GF.
What? Damn it! Oh, I still don't understand how I missed that. But anyway, hey guys. Yes, we have been on hiatus for a couple weeks. The first week planned due to Halloween. Second week not planned, but hey, we are back and better than ever because everyone is present today, which has not happened in a while. And it's chapter 100. So, last session, chapter 99, almost said the Hands of the Golden Forge. No, but the Silver Knights of the Mythal
Hot GF.
spent some more time in Gordfell after spending so much time trying to avoid this place on your initial entry. Traveling from the Moonlit Grove west over to the Sundown Shores. Spending a couple hours there and then hopping on some ferry horses and a carriage to come to Gordfell. You guys took up, shacked up in the Pumpkin's Delight Inn. Well, I mean, you guys were there and sleeping. Some of you guys in, same rooms. I don't know what happens. We faded to black at the end of last session. So, yes, spending some time up on the top floor. You guys decorated some pumpkins and a bizarre mandatory ritual to pay homage to the Pumpkin King. As you guys kind of prep to figure out what you guys are going to do to try and steal this fragment of a wishing star that supposedly this guy has somewhere in his palace. After spending a little bit of time in the evening enjoying some of the festivities, you guys retired, and you are now awakening during the morning of your fourth day in the Feywild. And the morning is yours. Well, don't everybody talk at once.
What time did everyone else get home? Because I went to bed at a reasonable hour.
What is a reasonable hour?
I don't know. It's like, isn't it like
It's all-
perpetually dusk here or something?
Yeah, I mean, it does get like nighttime, but
All right, wake up, everyone.
When does it change from dawn to dusk?
really about the same time. The problem is that it never really, like, even in the morning during the day, it just kind of all feels like late afternoon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you wake up in late afternoon, you spend time in a brighter late afternoon. Yeah. So dusk, late afternoon, dusk, nighttime.
Gotcha.
You have 2 dusks?
Basically, yeah.
That's weird.
Yo, we ready to do a B&E or not?
I am always down for some B&E.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bacon and eggs?
Yep.
That's
That's
exactly
exactly right.
I already ate.
To make an omelet, you gotta B&E.
break
Break an
some
egg.
I
eggs.
have breakfast plans.
I was
It's
doing
always good to have a nutritious breakfast, you know, especially when you're about to be really active.
and create some felonies.
What?
Create a logbook, you know, get a mugshot, have a history.
A felony? I knew a felony. She wasn't that pretty, so we didn't keep her around very much.
Is her name spelled with an F or a PH?
I didn't really care.
Alright. First thing we should probably do is try to scope out that person's manor? Keep?
Felony?
No.
She doesn't live here.
No. The Baron.
How do
Okay.
you plan to? Do we have a plan to do that?
I don't know. Normally you just kind of scope it out, walk around it, hit shops that are near it, just get an idea of like patterns of guards doing things, what time do they get shipments in. And that's how we do it on the regular realm.
I would like to scope it out to see if maybe I can see any invisible sort of doors or passageways.
Ooh. Alright, we can go by. How far can you see with
Also-
that stuff?
It can also make you invisible.
True, but if we could find some sort of passageway inside, I mean,
Yeah.
we could do that too, but why not both?
And
Yes.
I think it would be pertinent to assume that a Baron in the Feywild would have some way to render invisibility moot.
Yeah, magic's all kind of wonky here. Sometimes you see invisible things, sometimes you don't. You know, security might be a little lucid, but we are going to Gordville. Well, we are in Gordville. So security is probably pretty tight here.
Well, I am probably not the best subject to stake out any secrets along the castle. So I will
Yeah.
mosey about. My idea for information, mosey about, see how the guards are equipped, their attitude.
I mean, we don't
And
have
any
to,
information I can garner.
We don't have to lay foot anywhere around it except for, like, say, Volred looking for a secret entrance, and Caleb can do that invisible eye thingy.
Yeah, I was thinking either using the invisible eye, the arcane eye, or I could make Volred invisible and he could do a quick scope around the place.
How big is the Baron's place?
Big.
Big.
It's on a scale of Volred to Volred's house and stuff to like
Halo.
a shack.
You would say it's probably comparable in size to Volred's place. The biggest deal is it's got a lot of gardens and orchards that kind of surround it, so the actual palace grounds are kind of big. But the palace itself is just a decent size.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive, but for someone like, after being in Volred's place, you would say it's probably similarly sized.
Mm.
Does anyone have an idea if how we could maybe get inside
So we're going
to
to double
a
check. our-
tour or something?
I would try to avoid direct contact with as many people as possible.
Yeah.
I would concur.
As a
It's just a thought.
expert in B&Es, the less breaking, the easier it is to enter.
What
It's
to do,
also
what to do.
easier to get out unscathed.
Mm-hmm. Godwin, you got any ideas? If you were to sneak into a baron's manor, how would you go about it?
Godwin is just kind of sitting here enjoying like a little bit of, coffee or espresso. And is kind of looking around. Well, I can't exactly say that I have a fair number of experience in breaking into places like this. I could perhaps give you some insight into the sort of magical wards that might be in place here, assuming, of course, they are similar to those employed in the Primary. Similar, perhaps, to some of the ones I myself use to protect my inventory.
Any information can help. And Caleb, how familiar are you with wards and defensive things?
The only one that I really know of is a spell called Sanctum. And that's what's you've run into that type of spell before, but I don't know really how to combat
Get
that.
past it.
Yes. The place is rather large to house under a single sanctum spell.
Yeah.
It's most likely that if they have protections such as that, they would be placed over time, perhaps, in the thresholds. So most of our actual magical defenses likely wouldn't trigger until we actually entered the palace itself.
Such as what happened to Gorbek when he
Yes,
was somewhere-
alarm spells are also fairly common. There are scrying sensors that might prevent any individuals from coming in. And to that point, there is likely also some sort of defensive spells that might mitigate invisibility. I'm not entirely sure how powerful this Pumpkin King is, but obviously the greatest concentration of magical defenses will likely be where his money is kept, where he sleeps, and where the weapons are stored.
And precious artifacts.
Well, yes, presuming they're kept in the same place as where the money is kept.
Yeah.
But they could be different.
DM, would I have any knowledge of any like specific security in Gordfell, like around the keep?
Roll me a history check.
Gotta love those intelligence-based checks.
Well, it's gotta love being a rogue where you can.
Nope, it's an 8.
expertise.
It's a 7 because I got a -1. So there you go.
Yeah, so you're not sure anything in particular here. You do know the rumors that you've picked up with the Sentinels say that the Pumpkin King is, especially after his usurpation, has become a rather paranoid individual and keeps a lot of interesting trinkets in his castle for defense. Nothing that you've heard of that's super wide-reaching, but you are aware that he and actually other such individuals have been known to employ Fey spirits who have the ability to see through invisibility. And so it's possible, even if the guards and there's no like magic items or spells per se that might do so, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be some sentries, perhaps in animal form, that have that ability.
So I mean, I'll correlate that. There is some opportunities for the guy to see past invisibility, so it might not be the best idea to try to do that. Pumpkin King's a little paranoid nowadays.
Well, whatever we plan to do, I think Azal will just ruin it by trying to kill a mason.
Back where I come from, the Masons are just stronger people, so I'll only put the strongest of Masons through walls.
Or maybe try to fight a vampire.
Oh, that's a good idea. You have Fey vampires? That'd be weird.
And I'm not trying to
That'd
be
be
rude
fun.
bringing this up. I'm just mentioning we need to prepare for this inevitability.
I do tend to kind of go off the rails.
Dumbass.
Whoa, Volred. Whoa.
That's a fair
What?
point.
I mean, yes, but it's still rude.
Oh,
I mean, pointing it out is in and of itself, I feel, is enough of a kind of put down. But I don't think
Okay.
calling someone a dumbass was called for.
I take that back. You're not a dumbass, just a smartass.
kind of like the other one. But I will refrain from poor decisions as much as possible. I will not be in the lead.
I don't think it would benefit us for me to be involved in the burglary because I am a giant cat person in silver armor.
Yo, Volred, can't you just use your little hat thing and change his appearance?
Why, yes. I can.
There you go, problem solved. Not a big cat person.
But yonder, is there not... I mean, in a land of such where things are more magical, wouldn't this just fail into some sort of childish trickery that anyone could see?
I mean, yeah, they get close to him and touch him, but by the time they're touching him, he's probably fighting someone.
Could also just change him into a little cat.
So what do you want? You want to just change your appearance, or you want to be a little pussy?
I don't like the second
Big or
meaning
small?
of
Which
being
one do you
called
want to
a-
be?
Big is fine. The hat of disguise will work fine.
We got it.
I do agree with Kelmac though. Neither of us should probably be the first person interacting with anyone. So like we're more of a from a distance. You see us at best.
Trying to figure out who's the smoothest talker here.
Not me.
It's either Volred
It's
or
Caleb.
is it Caleb?
It's Caleb.
Caleb has the highest charisma. He's a bard.
Barely.
Barely, but he's a bard.
Yeah.
He has the highest charisma by like 1 point. You know what?
But who has the highest persuasion?
But the problem is, it could be persuasion or deception, and we
Yep.
don't know which one you're going to want us to do.
It's never easy to identify.
It all really depends on your words.
I'm going to lie out my ass.
I'm +9 persuasion.
The two charisma people are swapped on 1 point over the other on persuasion and deception.
Well,
It's gonna be
Volred
Kelmac
has
no
higher
matter what.
persuasion.
So what I'm hearing is we should let Volred and Caleb do the talking.
Because I have a
Mhm.
+6, he has a plus.
Kind of makes sense. The elf
fine.
and the druid-looking guy.
I listen. I'm pretty sure Volred has an immaculate persuasion. I don't know what it is right off the top of my head, but I can.
I mean, he's also the only one here, other than Izal, who is of a noble background.
True.
Well, didn't he just say he has a +9?
Way different nobility.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I do.
Volred's bullshit skill is pretty good.
Oh, his talking skill is really good. His bullshit skill is not.
He's not good at lying.
Is that why he tells the truth all the time?
That's
The problem is Volred doesn't know enough about the world to make any of his lies believable.
or he's just blunt and as shit and doesn't need to lie because he's always going to tell you the harsh truth anyway.
I'm just gonna go to the innkeep and tell them, excuse me, I'm attempting to steal a star from the Pumpkin King. Do you have any advice?
Good joke. Ha 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 ha. So what's our plan for recon?
Well, we send Magic Guy over here. Well, Magic Guy number 2. See if there's any magical barriers or whatever. And then, Kelmek said he wanted to walk around and see what the guards look like. In case we get into a tussle.
And if I am disguised, then they won't be looking for the big paladin-looking fellow.
The big cat. They got paladins here. It's just more the cat thing.
I mean, I've seen,
got cats
seen
here,
other animal folks.
Sure, just like a big ass cat. Like big cat.
Either way, you're going to be different than what you normally are.
Yes.
I think me and Red should at least do a walk around the place.
What would the hat of disguise make you look like if you tried to look like that centaur we met? Would it just look weird? Like scrunched up?
We don't want to put the centaur out here either because he's not necessarily best friends with the Pumpkin King either.
I'm just curious of what it'll look like.
There's also like a limit to what the Hat of Disguise can do.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna give him an extra 2 legs.
Would it just cut off at like a
No.
distance, or would it
No,
just
yes,
kind of
he'll
hide
basically
just
look
the
like
whole
half of a
image?
centaur.
A bipedal centaur.
When you click make image
Just a
fit
giant
page, it
ass.
just scrunches it together.
A centaur who had an accident
Or just a
at some
satyr.
point in his life.
It's like a
It's just a
giraffe.
satyr.
Short body.
That's fair.
I was just curious of what it would look like.
Well, great. So, y'all want to go ahead and skedaddle and do what you got to do?
Right behind. I got one thing.
I'll up to.
Hold on. I'll walk over to Volred and be like, "Hey, yo, Red, can you give Kelmek over here the hat?"
We
Well, no,
discussed
I was gonna be myself while checking out the guards and stuff, and then when we do the heist, then I will use the Hat of Disguise.
How about this? You use the Hat of Disguise now, and then change your appearance when we do the heist. So there's 3 different views.
I'm sorry, what? I was disassociating. Were you talking to me?
Well, I was, but it seems like we're still trying to figure out the situation here.
Oh, I heard you. I didn't sense anything from Calum as a, anything. Not personal. Nothing personal. I died once.
That's fair. So have I. Just
What?
not
You've never told me
as
that you
much.
died.
I said he died. I told you y'all both smell like death, and you smelled more fresh.
This conversation's never happened.
It didn't happen?
You disassociated then too.
Yeah, no one. Why is no one telling me this information?
What, that you died and he died?
Well, I know I died. I went through it.
Yeah, he died too.
Oh, damn.
We learned this when we met Yandere.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for not having the best memory after dying.
I mean, he did go through a traumatic event. Like, that's pretty traumatic.
How
Your
long-
brain kind of shuts off after a point in time, too. So, he was probably dead for a long time. That half of this stuff is not working.
That was
Yeah,
several days.
y'all saw me die, so you clearly know.
Well, I didn't see you die.
That's right. You probably smelled me though when I died.
I smelled you whenever I met you, and I knew you died, but I didn't see you die.
Kaylin, what was it that you said when I was so rude to you? Just a moment ago.
I was just telling.
Okay, I can tell he died now.
It's a bad memory thing. It's a thing, you know.
My
I was just telling Kelmac that he could be one individual whenever he's scouting, and then changing to a different individual when we actually do the heist.
That sounds sound.
So you're gonna give him the hat?
Well, I mean, I'll give it to him, but I thought, isn't he going as himself, or is he changing?
Well,
He's
Here's the
changing
hat.
now and later.
Okay, here's the hat.
Okay.
We don't want them to know that he is looking at them at all.
Okay, so to wrap this up, Kelmac, you're gonna go ahead and change into somebody right now, and then once you come back from your reconnaissance thing, you're gonna change into another person, and then we're gonna go do the deed, and then once we're done with the deed, you could come back and then be your regular self.
Exactly.
You shouldn't leave the building as someone else.
I will try to find somewhere that I can change.
Well, he's gonna need a moment to attune to it.
Yeah, you have an hour.
Which-
it takes an hour to.
Eat this on.
Which we have time now.
Yeah, we go break a couple of breakfast and eggs. We go get some of that bacon and eggs. There you go. We eat that.
More
you attune
B&E.
to
More
it.
B&E.
You attune to it, then you go and then you do whatever you got to do. Make sense?
As well.
Makes sense.
I have a statement.
Statement.
I had a dream last night where I turned into a bear. So I just want to throw that out there now. 'Cause I was-
Caleb, that's your problem.
Is it really a problem yet, though?
It sounds like it, and I told you I'm not responsible for it once it happens.
Well,
So you need to
yeah.
interpret.
Yes,
I feel
but
fine.
is she uncontrollable yet?
Are you going to wait until she's uncontrollable?
Yeah, that's not safe, Kalen. That's poor management.
We will monitor it.
I'm
And-
keeping my end. I'm updating you whenever something happens. Didn't want it to be like 5 days in. It's like, oh yeah, I've been having these dreams lately and they're getting progressively worse. Like, no. First
Okay,
night
but-
issue.
You didn't have a dream as like a wolf, though, right?
Nah, I was getting chased by a bear version of myself.
Oh, that does seem oddly symbolic, though.
It's very specific.
I was in it.
Was it like a full bear, or was it like
It's
it looked like you but had bear characteristics?
I imagine a bear that had characteristics like me. I don't know how to describe. Oh, I know. I get this. I will use as
Minor illusion.
I will use my minor illusion to create a poorly rendered image of what it looks like. Like, that fucking sucks. This looks nothing. It's got like polygons and shit. I'm like, that's hard to tell.
The bear looks like PS1 Lara Croft.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, it's got the triangle boobs. Like, you know what, this sucks. I'll use my disguise self ability to just make myself look like that I've been working with. Like, you know, fuck it. I can do this once per short rest. I'll use disguise self, modify myself to look like I looked like the person I saw in my dream.
I'm going to attempt to use my animal handling to talk to Zal in this animal form and see what happens.
Okay, it's an illusion.
So
I fully understand you. I still think you're a prick.
Well, no, I assume I would just start making a bunch of grunting noises.
Oh, okay, even worse. What are you doing, Forehead?
Yeah, it probably comes off something like.
Did he eat something he wasn't supposed to? Wait, Forehead.
I just told you we're gonna go eat.
I don't know how to turn this off, but this is an illusion. It's not real.
Oh yeah, I figured that out now.
Okay.
Somebody Andre grabs the hat out of Orid's hand and just puts it on Kelmec's head.
Hold on to this
I
for an hour.
already gave it to him.
Thank you.
He grabbed
What
a different
did how did the dream end?
No, it got kind of hazy at the end. Either I was attacked by it, or it kind of like lunged towards me. It was aggressive, but I didn't feel like terrible. I just felt like I just ran for a really long time.
Andre just stares at Caleb.
I think I could take
So
this.
that phrase doesn't surprise me coming out of your mouth.
That's very stupid.
Do you still want to try and go through with this?
Hell yeah. If that was the worst dream, that was an easy one.
Okay.
Now, if I was like at school and I had to like go through that, that would suck. The bear would be the least of my concerns. Run into the forest, no issue.
Okay, right quick. Just because I was reading something in the notes and came back. So I missed just a little bit. It sounds like we are about to get ready to do a Caleb ritual. Is that what's about to happen?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's like, I just, all of a sudden, there's like, oh, dream. Then I go, wait,
Eric
whoa.
The
Yeah, I
DM
just
has
He is
associated.
just disassociated. with the
I was
campaign.
I was double checking my notes for something, and then when I heard like, oh yeah, you sure you want to do this? Oh yeah, dream. And I was like, whoa. What happened? 30 seconds went by.
I'm pretty sure in the Feywild it would be fine, right?
Yeah, worst thing happens. I go
You
on
don't
a
know.
murderous rampage in the Fae.
First thing that happens is I die, she turns into a werebear and kills everybody.
I like the potential. And then I steal the falling star. Let's go. Unleash me in there, and then we fine. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to be good at scoping around, so I'm just going to kind of stay here then. Because I've got...
Sounds good.
So we eat our omelets, and...
Yeah.
I attune to the hat of disguise. I will.
Yes, but as you guys do that, like you go to order breakfast, you pick up the little hand bell that was left there when you guys came in. You ring it, and then the little runes on the bell kind of light up, and then kind of this little mote of light falls out of the bell, enlarges, and then with kind of like a popping sound, this figure that stands about 2 feet tall, that kind of looks like a dwarf in proportions, but if they got like really emaciated kind of looking and thin, with these kind of like long kind of scraggly hair and a beard, and he's like basically wearing no shoes and kind of just staring up at you guys with like these kind of caramel brown colored eyes. Yeah. I take it you'll be wanting breakfast.
Yes.
Yes, please.
What do you
I'll
have
take 2.
on special?
Yeah. Yandere, you would immediately recognize this as a brownie, type of earth fairy that specializes in household chores and things like that.
They mostly live
When it comes to domestic stuff, they're like a jack of all trades, and are often employed for that purpose. I guess. All right. A smattering of everything.
An omelet.
Sure.
Oh. Yeah. And hot water for the bath, or more wood for the fire. Do I need to make the beds? Laundry. Any laundry?
Just do the works, Dobby.
My name's Leary.
Hi, Larry.
Not Larry. Leary.
Hi, Leary.
See?
Okay, well, we'll just take the word.
All right. I shall return momentarily. And he kind of goes. And then a few minutes later, there's a bit of a knock at the door, and when you guys are like, "Oh yeah, hey," he kind of comes in with trays, setting stuff down, starts collecting like dirty clothes and shit that have been kind of left on the floor, starts stripping the sheets on the bed, and like throwing them into a basket that's like as big as he is, and just kind of dragging it around,
I'm
doing.
wondering who put their clothes on the floor? I'm gonna sculpt them.
Calmac?
I'm not an animal. I
we
look like an animal.
all know that Calmac is like, he's the guy that like strips off his armor and his clothes and is like naked by the time he gets to the bed.
Hey, at least I groom myself, sir.
That is also true,
Now,
as evidenced by the hairball.
Should I be an acrobat? Maybe.
I'm not gonna say that, but if you guys want to say that. But yes, plenty of work there. Bringing you guys breakfast, and then you guys are going to disperse for your morning of skullduggery.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
Okie
is.
dokie.
What's Yandre doing?
Laying low,
Cool. I hang out in the room?
probably.
Cool.
So we're ready to go. I mean, I'm in Summer Yandere form, which is a different season than the normal one, but I still don't want to run the risk.
And as you guys are kind of talking, like the basket gets pushed out of the bathroom. Will your lordship be needing some form of payment then? We have a library. We could lend you some.
Do you have like a game set?
Aye, we have some cards if one wants to play solitaire or a few other things. We also have a few fairy chessboards and things like that, but not really useful if he's going to be alone. Alternatively, we have a wonderful garden he can spend time on.
I'm gonna be here too.
Oh, well, apologies. I can bring some of that stuff up. Would you like to also schedule a tea time and perhaps some scones?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Great.
Okay. I'll bring a smattering of the entertainment. I'll let me know if you need something else. Also, maybe get a bard or something like that to come in and sing if you like. There are quite a few of them in the city. But anyway, you know the bell. Bring it, and myself or one of my brothers will come and help you out.
All right, thank you, Leapy.
It's Leary.
Bye, Leary.
Thank you, sir.
And he's kind of going. He's pushing the basket across the floor. The front.
What an inept server.
He's actually very, very detailed.
Yeah, what do you mean inept?
Is that not what you call your servers? I feel like we've been through this.
Inept means like dumb. Like they're not smart at what they're doing.
Yeah, but isn't that like said in haste?
So you call your servers inept?
Yeah, I guess Yandere, we haven't been through this.
Yeah.
But
Isn't that rude?
it's a
You
term
just
of
yell it out all the
endearment.
time?
I mean, we don't yell it to them. That would be rude. More like mumble it.
So you know it's rude.
Well,
As
you
if
all
you
have
say
a,
it
you all have a
anyways.
very busy day. You should really just get going before this turns into something.
No, I didn't realize he just called all his servers inept. That's why we're working on turning over this new leaf thing, right?
Yeah, it'd be better if it
What
wasn't just not the servants. It's just kind of people on occasion.
Oh, so he's like this to everybody?
Sometimes.
Just a bit.
What's rude is the fact that it sounds like y'all are going to have a fantastic day here while the rest of us go out on business.
Do you want to end up in prison?
Again,
Or worse,
How are the accommodations?
not very good here.
3 squares.
For breakfast?
No, total.
To stand in. And you never know, you might get one of the little portal jail cells where you get whooshed back and forth to a couple of different planes. It's not fun.
That sounds terrible.
Sounds like that could be a great vacation experience if done properly.
What?
Yeah, to the right plane.
Sounds horrible.
Well, I mean, not like constantly, but just a little portal that takes you back and forth.
This could be a conversation
So
for later.
we kind of have that in our own segment.
I will turn into a civilian dressed satyr. Pop.
Do you speak Sylvan, Kelmac?
Ooh.
Try human,
Human.
because then you can get away with common, and they won't just wonder why the satyr doesn't speak Sylvan.
Or second common,
Or do you speak?
which is second Sylvan here.
Do you speak Elvish?
No.
Son of a, what do you know?
Common.
do you
Leonin.
How do you?
Leonin. Okay, he speaks 47th. Okay.
So try human.
Yeah, but like a really hairy guy. So that way if they touch you, they don't just like have a problem with the fur and stuff.
I use minor illusion and I create an image of Theofric. He's a tall, kind of.
That's true. They would have
muscular,
similar body
kinda
types,
hairy.
similar sizes.
I didn't think Theothric was that hairy. That wasn't the description
no,
that we got early on. I would have remembered.
That's poorly
And that's
pixelated,
me,
so he's
not
not that.
Volred.
Not that hairy. It's just he's a bigger guy, and it's a reference that I can use for you.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'll
and
study
Kelmac.
the minor illusion of Theofric for a few minutes.
So
Yes.
you're doing the illusion of Theofric as a human, or
As
as,
a
cat
human.
person?
As
Okay.
a human.
Yeah, and so it's kind of funny though, Kelmac, because this is your first time seeing Theofric. Izal summons this image of a human similar in size to you, but what strikes you is the fact that he looks like he's wearing some kind of a toga or a robe, but the top part has been kind of let loose and left hang around his waist. And it looks like it's sitting a little bit low on the waist, and he's looking a little glistened, and he's got a whole bunch of muscles showing. And so
This
you're
checks
like,
out.
Now I have a question. Since he's all
but it strikes you because you're like, okay, who is this person to Izal, and why does Izal remember it so vividly?
Well, the thing is picture that I'm seeing is, I know Izal's minor illusion is garbage.
Your passive intelligence is way too high. You can tell.
No.
No,
This
no,
one,
no.
I would say this one's pretty detailed.
Okay. And now I'm trying to see how well Kelmac would transfer that from the visual that he has.
Oh, I can help Kelmac. Y'all look over at Kelmac and be like, yo, I think this is one of the things that Izal was scamping with.
Hey, he is a holy man.
Doesn't mean
Says
you
it's
didn't
like
want
the
to scamp
programmed
with him.
delusion just kind of gives him a perfect smile that kind of glistens and.
I will turn into a less handsome version of Henry Cavill. There.
Ruined it.
Okay, all right. Theofric's cousin.
Give you that.
Okay, all right.
Glad
I mean,
can help.
I don't really know, like I don't bat for that team, but I don't know how you make Henry Cavill less good looking. But all right,
less of a
Does the jaw
chiseled
not has
jawline,
as defined?
shoulders not such a cut V.
You know what? It's yes.
Good call,
You
Calmac.
take
don't
on
want
a
to draw too
shape.
much attraction.
Yeah, you take on a shape that is slightly less handsome, Henry Cavill.
Remove the teeth. No one will talk to you.
Yeah, smile.
Give yourself leprosy. Nobody will talk.
That might be a bit too far.
It's same result.
Fork Sheriff. Oh, you mean Talon?
You ready to go, Red?
Fine.
All right.
Good
So
night.
we'll head out.
So, Kelmac's going to go do a loop. We got our two talkers who are going out to talk. And then we have basically Yandere summer mode and Izal not quite bear mode chilling.
Rage playing chess.
I'll put Yandere in chest. We'll see.
And so, right quick, Kelmac, you said you were just trying to do kind of a quick kind of scout around the area to see if you can get a layout and case the place a little bit. As I understand.
Yeah. So like coming into town, I would have seen the entry gate. How they like? Is it heavily manned? Is it just like how nestled are they in the town
you're
walls?
scoping the place out like battle, like siege warfare. Where are the chinks in the armor? Where do you apply the pressure? That kind.
Are the guards really diligent? Are they, or are they friendly? Are they mean to the townsfolk? Like,
Yeah. Anything? Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, I would totally agree with you, Jan. I saw it as soon as you posted it, but in the interest of letting this thing actually go, I'm gonna mute that.
but just
That
like
right now.
more body hair, more body like Henry Cavill body hair.
Yes, but you're right. Like, my bummer. Now that you say it, I see it 100%.
Cyclops.
So, okay. So that is good to know. Hold on, and I'll give you a little bit. Okay. Team, talkers. That would be Volred and almost called you Kilmo. Caleb. My brain
Or
is
were you
fried.
planning on talking to some people? Or were you just planning on going around and double checking for secret entrances, and I was going to have my
Right, because that's what I was trying to figure out, because I didn't know whether or not you guys were actually trying to just go around and talk to people, or you guys were actually trying to get into the palace for some.
No, we're as far as I know, me and Red are just planning on doing a quick scout to see if there's any hidden things around the perimeter that we can get to in the public.
Okay, I was saying because that's similar-ish to what Elmac, but
Yeah, but Kelmac wanted to specifically know the guards that are in the location. We are more focused on actual, like,
yeah,
architecture.
I got you. So let's do this. Kelmac, if you would not mind rolling, I'm gonna give you perception with advantage, and if Calum or Volred would like to roll persuasion with advantage.
You've
Hatred
got to be
persuasion.
shitting me.
Kilmo, what's your persuasion?
+6. Yours is better.
Okay, I'll roll. Does a 19 hit?
It'll hit something. So, after a couple hours, you guys return to the room, finding Izal and Yandre in the middle of some kind of game with tea and scone. And you guys kind of go over what you were able to find. Volred and Caleb, kind of asking around, seeing what you guys can see, and talking to some of the general populace around. You guys have heard that there is actually a bit of a feast that is going on starting tonight at the Pumpkin King's Mansion and should persist for a couple days, where they are hosting different fae from this area, and surprisingly, some say there are some fae that are coming from other fae realms to stay here in Autumn, specifically Gordfell. From what you understand, a local brewery called the Harvest Moon Brews, which is actually, from what you understand, not that far away from the inn that you guys are staying at, is actually supplying all the booze for the event, whereas the food is taking place in-house. As far as you're aware, some people have told you the palace is like really old and that there are supposedly secret ways to get in and out. Legends that were able to hear talk about some caverns that seem to actually travel quite a bit, spider webbing underneath Crimson Plains, and that supposedly there is a siege tunnel somewhere, but you can neither confirm nor deny that. But that's some information you were able to hold. Kelmac, taking a look at the place, the area looks pretty tightly guarded. The palace itself kind of sits in the middle of this vaguely circular area with lots of palace grounds, meaning it would be very hard to approach the palace and under any kind of cover. So sneaking in would be slightly hard without the aid of magic. Beyond that, the building has numerous windows on both of its floors and numerous access. So finding an entry point is not difficult. From what you can tell, the guards appear to be well trained, and there does appear to be a lot of them. So much so that there is hardly a spot of the palace grounds that you've seen that doesn't have someone having eyes on that area. That said, from what you can tell, just by their demeanor, how they stand, while they may be trained well to do their guard duty, they don't have the sort of stance and disposition that would lead you to believe that these are skilled warriors. These are probably individuals who pick for a cushy job, and probably the only thing they have ever done in the Pumpkin King's army is watch the palace. And even then, their weapons don't seem well optimized. Like, they're mostly for show, kind of, as you can tell. So you don't necessarily think that the guards themselves would be difficult to fight if you had to, but there is a ridiculous number on the outside, which will make your approach very difficult. That's really kind of all you can tell, because you've kind of had to move along. as you're kind of going, there do appear to be enough guards in the city that if you stop at any particular place to kind of get a vantage point for more than a couple minutes, it looks like you start attracting some unwanted attention. So it's had to be kind of rushed, but that's kind of what you were able to figure out. Sadly, nothing beyond that.
In me and Bullred's search, we found that there was going to be a feast at the palace, correct?
Yes. Attended by numerous individuals, both within the realm of Autumn and other Fey realms as well. You don't know much about the guest list.
Okay.
Just that there were going to be people there, and that many of those dignitaries were actually going to be staying at the palace, and that the local brewer was handling booze. You did also hear that the next evening there's actually going to be a festival or something like that actually in the town square that the Pumpkin King will be attending. And attendance from his citizens is considered mandatory.
Gotcha. And it's tomorrow, or is that in 2 days?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The following.
So, given the
That
fact
is
that
what you were able to share.
yes,
And Izal can share that she learned how to play a particular fairy board game.
I lost every time.
But you were getting better. You know, every time it was a little bit easier. Well, for you, it was a little bit easier.
The problem is Izal just could never really understand the 18 different ways the pixie character can move.
They're a little tricky out there, you know.
It's kind of like chess, but with flux, where the movement and rules of the game change as it goes.
Can we just play regular chess next time?
But it's just, that is regular chess to me.
So bad. It's like every time Kilmo and I play shogi, and I always win the exact same way because he forgets that you can put captured pieces back on the board.
yes, but we are still tied. We haven't broken the tiebreaker.
Yes. Lord help me if you consistently remember that trick, because it's the only one I've got.
Anyways, based off of what me and Red found, a lot of the citizens are going to be out tomorrow. I think that might be a good chance to do this, because I think that might be when they have less guards, because they're going to be guarding the king.
Makes sense.
Now, I don't know how accurate that would be. We would have to see. DeAndre, whenever the Pumpkin King goes out, how big of a retinue does he have? Does he really have?
Well, like I said, I'm not usually the person that's like around this particular Pumpkin King, but
Fair.
he likes to showboat, so I would imagine he's going to make a big deal out of it and wants all the attention. So there's a good chance he's going to have as many people as possible there.
Fair.
Well, he did make it to where the festival itself is mandatory.
Yes, and that's
So
that's what I was thinking. We didn't really find any way of getting in magically, besides all of the regular ways to get in.
So there were no hidden doors on the wall or something?
Nothing that we could really see, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Unless you didn't tell me until just now.
I think in that case, like, Volred probably would have sent one fairy portal, but it wouldn't have been in the castle. It would have been back somewhere on the north side of the city.
Were there any animals I could have talked to?
Tons of animals, as well as people and animal people.
And did I touch any of them or anything which would have activated communication with the Feywild?
No activation with the Feywild. You could say that you did strike up a conversation with a raven that was kind of asking you questions and seemed very interested that you could talk to it.
And likewise, it's a new feature I'm still pretty well interested and excited too.
Yes. Although, pointing that out, then the raven would have told you, it's like, hey, you're a nice guy, but just a heads up, beware some of the other ravens, because they're not really nice people, and some of them work for the pumpkin. So, like, just be aware.
Thank you. Would you like some food? And I just
Mine.
pull. I don't know what's in my pocket, but I pull out some rations and I'm just like, thank you.
There's probably some leftover pieces of breakfast that got mixed in there with your pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon.
I don't know. I don't know what snacks you keep.
Clearly not
Swanson.
pocket bacon.
It's a
If I'm
well-preserved
bringing any pork
deviled egg.
product with me, it's definitely going to be pork belly, not bacon.
Bacon is pork belly.
Yeah, but it's a totally different eating
It's
experience.
the same thing.
You haven't had my you haven't had my pork belly barbecue, so you know.
And that's Rap talking, not Volred. Volred cannot cook.
Volred, well-crafted pitmaster.
Hey, who knows?
It's a hidden talent. Next character.
Maybe.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay,
Yep.
so we have no secret entrance into it. But Calmac, you said like the guards seemed just kind of aware but not too excited?
They're fine with doing their job. But tonight, whatever's going on at the banquet is not the time. I would say to wait, maybe see how the festival goes tomorrow. But the chances of us getting caught or seen is 100%. I would say 100%. Even if they can't, even if they're not combative, even just raising the alarm. I don't know what the Pumpkin King has at his disposal for intruders.
Well, if we try to sneak in tomorrow when they're not having the festival there, they're having it in the town square, we don't have a way of getting in other than trying invisibility.
Well,
Yeah.
but the thing is, the Pumpkin King is probably like a large entourage, as I just kind of gesture for agreement amongst everyone. So the presence of guards there will be diminished. And even if we can't be invisible, like Volred said, there's plenty of access into the manor.
What if we attempt to sneak in as one of the workers who is helping out the brewery?
And you might be able to get 1 or 2 people in there, but I don't think we'll be able to get 5.
I
What if
mean,
we're very
sneaking
convincing?
barrels, yes. I don't know if I could fit in a barrel. It'd have to be a pretty big barrel. But then again, as I'm still disguised, because the hat can like shrink you a little bit within your size range.
2 feet.
Yeah, usually not any bigger or smaller than a few inches.
I think it says 2 feet.
Okay. I know it's
Double
not large enough to put you in a different size class.
Yeah.
Well, Kelmac is 6'9", so
So that means that could shrink you down to an average size.
Oh, you could seem 1 foot shorter or taller.
Okay. So still a relatively tall. Man.
I could fit. I'm 5'9". I could fit in a barrel for sure.
You would only look like you are that tall. You are
Yeah,
actually
it doesn't change your
still-
actual size.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
It's just like
It's an illusion, like the thing I
Okay.
did. It made me look like a bear. I wasn't really a bear. It was an
Now-
illusion.
Now, Kelmac, I know you don't want to be a small cat, but I can cast Enlarge Reduce and make you a smaller cat.
you'd be like a squirrel
You could be
and
yeah.
not a cat.
You would rather be a squirrel, which is like a rat with a big tail, than
I would
cat?
rather not give y'all more ammunition for cat jokes.
You don't think I have a list of squirrel jokes waiting for this opportunity already?
Well, I was once told that big cats are dangerous,
But a squirrel always finds its nut.
but a little pussy never hurt anyone.
I will strike you.
First of all, it wouldn't hurt.
And
that
you will
much.
lose.
That's if we want to go with the sneak you in a barrel method, which I'm still not confident with this amount of time that we'll be able to get that tonight, because that ceremony's happening tonight in the castle, correct?
Tomorrow.
I thought that's the one in the town squares tomorrow.
Oh,
The
you're
town
talking.
square
Okay,
is tomorrow.
you're talking
Yes,
about
the
tonight.
banquet
Yes.
is tonight.
Which is
Well,
the one being
they
supplied
said the
with
banquet was going to last several days.
What?
So they would continue having it.
You know,
There's a
there
lot of
were all
liquor.
there were all these other stars that I told you that we could look at, but yet we chose this one.
I would have tried to break the one that said was unbreakable. We could attempt to go in the middle when they're having their celebration in the town square, when the Pumpkin King is away, but it would require us to probably be entirely invisible and hope we can get past most of the stuff. And can anyone talk to spirits? Is that a thing that anyone can do?
100.
I mean, can't young dragon?
I could talk to the ones that I'm contracted with.
Can
I
anyone?
kind of get a feeling about spirits. I mean, I could also tomorrow do like a. I mean, I could talk to bodies, or just the ones I'm familiar with. I don't really know a lot of spirits out here in the Fae.
Can anyone talk to Fae spirits?
I mean, I could poke around and try to figure out.
Well, my concern is that if they've contracted Fae spirits that could see invisible creatures, the invisibility plan goes entirely out too.
It's possible. But
'Cause we
we
have,
won't really know unless we try it.
if we do the sneak in method, we have to sneak in, get the star, and either one, have gotten with us so that we could get out immediately and go to the plane
Material.
plane, or two, get all the way back out with the star, get to Godwin, and then do the thing. We also had the option of, after our investigation and figuring out our options, deciding to do something else.
Yeah.
So, with our brief run-in and what we've found today, have we determined that it's something we can do, or is it too much of a risk and we're not prepared for what we need to do here?
I have a feeling that even if we are able to get the star, our exit will be very loud.
I think that is a possibility.
So you mean that I brought y'all all this way and there's a possibility we're just gonna turn back and not do it anyway?
Yeah, that was one of the options.
So I turned down a perfectly good boat ride that we already had secured, ready to go, for us to travel out here to do a B&E, and now you're saying we're not gonna do the B&E?
If it's not right for a B&E, it's not right for the B&E. You can't go forcing a B&E. It's got to be right. If you're
A
going
B&E is literally called a break-in and entry.
Yeah, but I like it more of a title and less of a, this is exactly the description of what we're going to do.
So I'm in deep shit no matter what we do. So what is the consensus here?
From my perspective, I can't offer anything as far as sneaking in that won't attract attention. So I don't have a way of helping get in. I don't think we found
Here.
I don't think we found anything that would be a glaring weakness that we could exploit. And I don't think we have the skill set to get in and out without risking too much.
Kelmek?
I agree that this, while feasible, could cause a lot of issues, and as we already have dealings and promises with other Fae leaders, I don't think pissing off another would be in our best interest. And I think for sure we would be found, and it would be very loud, and there would be consequences.
Volred?
I previously, before we left, expressed concern of this idea and mentioned there are other stars we could go after, so I am okay not going through with this.
Caleb?
Fuck the Pumpkin King. But
It's not
unless Godwin has some ideas.
He's next on my list.
Maybe we can do more scoping. Perhaps there's something we've missed.
Or if there's a spell that I don't have access to that might assist it.
fireball.
Have we considered just asking the Pumpkin King if he's willing to sell us a star?
Do you have the money for that?
I don't even know how much it goes for. And the answer is probably, but not on me.
The way my bank account is set up.
Look, the ATM withdrawal drafts in the Feywild are just outrageous. I will not be withdrawing any money here.
Godwin?
Goblin, kind of sitting here, nursing a little bit more coffee. Well, I didn't see what it is, so quite honestly, I don't have any experience with this sort of thing. If your group considers it too dangerous, well, I did contract you to get the star. And the only thing I will say is that we are on our 4th day here in Feywild. If we continue to push out this quest, we will be beyond the time frame where I can guarantee us access back to the prime material with minimal impact time. I estimate we have 2, maybe 3 days before I can no longer guarantee that we will return in a suitable time frame.
How long did it take to get here?
A day's travel. A little less than a day. If we book it, it's less than a day. But if we're actively like going to rest like we would, it would be probably about a day and some change.
Yeah. Or faster if you take another one of those carriages. Because they're pulled by wind spirits. So
unless you want to hop a taxi out of here, it's gonna take a little while to get back.
Our best bet is tomorrow if we're going to try it here. We don't have the time to scope it out and hope for a better opportunity, or we try for the other options and use our time to do that.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna be scared of danger, there's danger every single time we go somewhere. Like going on the ship, you run the risk of running into leviathans and big things and like all this other stuff, and then the stars falling out of the sky. You go over here, you got to break and enter it. You got to try to chip off away from the star. You got to get out of there with the star intact, or at least a big enough, suitable size in order for Godwin to do his deed. Then, what was the third option? Red.
Oh, you're really going to make me look through all my notes?
This is the third option.
Yeah.
Okay, but that means there were 3 options in total.
Break.
The ship, the B&E, and what?
Breaking. There's one that's like in the middle of a town or something that no one can get. It's too big and no one can break it.
Yeah. So, Calmac, you did say that it looked like the guards were inexperienced, correct?
They're inexperienced and they're not. They could sound an alarm, yes, and there's numerous of them, but I don't think they would put up much trouble getting out. It just would be loud. That's my only concern, is getting loud and the Pumpkin King getting a vendetta for us.
He's already got a vendetta for us. Well, for me particularly.
I'm all about vendettas. Hell yeah.
Godwin, if we come in hot, how quickly can you get us out?
well, let's see. My spell should be relatively quick to use, as I have all the materials on hand. And realistically, as long as you all are available, a very quick cast.
We talking like 1 minute, like 6 seconds. We talking 10 minutes. Like what's the?
But a couple of moments, a few seconds is all that would be required.
And do you have access to the spell Dimension Door?
Do I?
Yes.
Not presently, though I could prepare that if that is required.
Something I'm thinking about is if we are coming in hot and we make it out to Godwin, immediately teleport us out. Or if we get into trouble inside there, and we need assistance or we are holed up, we can communicate to you, see about getting you inside to teleport us out. Those are worst case scenarios. Something to think about.
Well, of course I could do something like that.
Well,
Because coming out hot and loud doesn't really matter if we immediately leave.
I don't know how we're going to get in quietly, let alone out. In's where I'm still concerned about. Unless we kill our way in, but quietly, so Volred would be the one taking point on that.
So you're talking about taking care of the scouts one by one, or taking care of the guards one by one?
Enough to
But
get us entrance.
I'm not comfortable with that, as they've really done nothing wrong.
That's true.
They are not responsible for the actions of their leader, and as far as I'm aware, they haven't executed people, and
I mean, listen, we kill people. If we stopped and justified the morality and ethics of everyone we killed based upon that individual's means and thoughts and ideas and ideations of the world we live in, we probably wouldn't be doing that.
Typically, we only kill people who try to kill us first. Do we have a way of confusing or distracting or drawing a large group of them away without them sounding alarms?
I could act as someone who is against the Pumpkin King and glad he was usurped to...
The Pumpkin King wasn't usurped. The Pumpkin King
Oh,
took
did I get it
power.
wrong?
Yeah, he's the one that's currently
He's
sitting
the
on the throne. He's
usurper.
making
Okay,
the
so yeah, roll that back then. Someone who is against the Pumpkin King taking his position.
a follower of Serenos.
Yeah, to try to draw numbers away.
I mean, if you
I'm
don't do that,
much faster than any of them ever could be, so I have no problem getting away. And I don't think I'm gonna come back here anytime soon, as wonderful as this place seems. But
then we run into the issue of where you're going to be and how we get you out if we get the thing going. Right?
correct. But I could easily outrun them, draw as many of them as I can through the town, through alleys, down streets, out of the city.
Problem
And then
is that-
Godwin or Calum
But-
could use a sending spell to set a rendezvous, and I just sprint my way back. And then before any of them can catch back up to me,
I mean, are
I'd
you
meet up in
assuming they only have like melee weapons and stuff? Or are you expecting they're going to shoot at you too? Like, we got.
I mean, I'm expecting them to be able to shoot at me, but I don't expect them to be Volred marksmen or even militia trained marksmen.
But they know their way around the Feywild, and you don't. I just don't want you to get lost in the process, and then us have to try to figure out where you are, because the Fey's a little crazy.
Is this plan is the assumption that we are going to do this tomorrow, right?
I think it's too early to do it today.
Okay, so tomorrow, then I will spend the day making routes and trekking
Plotting out
outside the
an
city a
area.
bit, plotting out an area and reconnaissancing the outside wilds so that I do not run into anything that would immediately cause some detriment to my plan. If Yandre, you could give me some knowledge of conscious flora or creatures that could appear from nothing that I should immediately avoid, that are in this area, just dangers.
I mean, realistically, you don't even speak the language here, so everything out there is dangerous to you.
I mean, like you say, like what are they called? The mushroom circles. What do they teleport
Fey
you?
circles?
Face circles?
Yeah, the phase circles or a gate.
Yeah. Do those form naturally over time? Are they like an instant thing? Like the woods are trying to play a trick on you, or
Oh no,
Uh,
the gates and phase circles are like always there. They're just specific locations. You just have to watch where you're running.
okay.
Eric, during the short time where we were walking around the city, would we judge it to be more of a grid system or how a sprawling town would be built where there are curves and flowing streets?
Curves
Like,
and flowing street.
Okay,
The town's built as it
Yeah,
stands.
you know, like,
that's what I knew.
and that's been the case with like everywhere you've gone. The Fae here don't really like the idea of gridded street. Something about that just kind of messes with their Fae name.
Well, that's the problem. Calmac, you can learn as much as you can about the streets and things, but ones that are designed like these, typically it's very easy for people to cut off exits and block off intersections. The longer you're running, the easier it's going to be to trap and block you off.
Then I would hope that you can get the star and get out quickly.
There's also the problem. You have to pose enough threat to draw the attention of enough guards to warrant them chasing you, and not raise a massive alarm that would create a spike of defense at the manor itself. Because if you cause too much of an issue, the Pumpkin King will either one, come towards you, or two, go back to the manor, where we don't want either one of those.
How about this? We're not doing this until tomorrow anyway. Let me go run a quick errand real fast and see if I can find something.
Look for a regular chess set.
Here in the Fae?
Damn, good point. I'll just make some squares.
Alright, well, I guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Don't do anything too hasty.
Caleb, cast haste. Take that shit from him.
Yandere is going to go to. We have a room here. Yeah, he's going to go to the room. And he's going to pull out.
You guys are just having this entire conversation in the stairwell
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Of course,
where we
of
keep
course.
all of our conversations.
all of our incredibly important ones.
And sensitive where we could like be murdered if someone found out. Definitely in the stairwell.
I just want to make sure that I'm indicating that I'm back in the room with my disguise kit, and I'm going to use that to try to at least just like jumble my face up a little bit more. And I don't want to use another charge on. I don't want to attune to the hat. I would just much rather just use the disguise kit and get something that's going to work enough.
You have a mask.
Yeah. The festival's over though.
Festival's still going on, isn't it? Like it's going on for days.
Well, the mask portion of it is done.
Ah. That would look weird.
But yeah, so I'll do that, and then I'm gonna head to the market.
Alright, so you head to the market. Anything in particular that you're looking for?
I'm gonna try to see if I can scope out or scout out the old cell station somewhere in the south section of the market for
Okay.
the sentinels.
Right. So heading down into the market, trying to remember what you can, as you've never actually met this cell before, how the cells work.
Splinter.
Yeah, of a sort. You kind of spend a bit of time going through, kind of perusing the wares, kind of taking a look around for anything that might give you a clue about where this cell might exist. There are a number of Fey beings, Eladrin, some kind of humans that look as though they've stayed within the Feywild to start producing some faintly Fey manifestations, gnomes, therianthropes, all kinds of barking out wares. And it's a riot of color, as there are numerous individuals selling blown glass, different kinds of reagents or crafts. You kind of stop, though, at one stall that seems to carry a variety of herbs. That seems to be looked over by this kind of squat, green-haired gnome that has eyes that, are kind of not really bioluminescent, but kind of shine a little bit. One of the many kind of Fey aspects for those who dwell here. But it is only one particular item in her inventory that seems to surprise you. And that is off to one side, this kind of large place of driftwood that seems to be just kind of propped up next to one of her shelves that are displaying a variety of finished herbalist potions. Kind of sitting there with a little bit of a grinding wheel, kind of mashing down herbs and such. As you kind of stop and take a look, she kind of looks over to you. Hail and well met, friend. I am Miria. I am a purveyor of all sorts of herbalist remedies, from all about the realm of autumn and spring as well. If there is something you like, please let me know. My potions can heal all kind of Fey issues.
Oh, great. Neria, you said?
Yes, Neria Windwhisper. A common surname, I know, but still.
Well, Neria, you have any relation, any sisters or anything like that?
Oh, I suppose I have some family here, Feywild, of course. Most of them lie farther to the east, near the Silver Water.
None that's like, no flyers or nothing like that, right?
No, I can't say that I do. And she's kind of looking at you like a little confused.
Ah, it's all good. Hey, what kind of wood is this over here?
Kind of glances over. I can't really say. Perhaps cypress. It's just a piece of driftwood. I keep it for its good luck.
What if I just look at it real quick? Just a purveyor of like, what do you call it? The lumbers and stuff.
Kind of glancing at you. Sure. Though I must say, it's not something I have for sale. So I suppose you could say an heirloom.
Ah, I'm gonna look for any like thieves' cant or signs of sentinel directions on this piece of wood.
As you take a look at the wood, it does appear to just be a piece of driftwood. But as you kind of like look over to the back, you see kind of a worn etching that looks like a tree with a shooting star over the top of it. Looks as though it was carved quite a long time ago and has been kind of roughly worn down, but it is still present.
Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's anything in my notes that would lead me to believe that's important.
Not really that you can think of. Though the shooting star is a bit of an iconography.
Yeah, so that's not going to lead me to like a specific location.
Not that you can think of. But at this time, like, Neria is kind of glancing at you. She's studying your reaction. There's an old piece of wood.
It is. It's got a mark on the back of it here, though. I was just curious about it. Do you know anything about this one?
Can't say that I do, friend. But, still, cypress wood isn't exactly something used in medicinal purposes, though the oil of it can be used to keep off sturges, other swamp pests.
Well, all right. I just thought it was interesting. But Narya, you said, right?
Neria.
Neria. You just remind me of this old friend I had named Oria. But that's neither here or there. I thank you for allowing me to see this. And he just puts the wood back where it was and reaches out to shake her hand.
And she's kind of regarding, kind of reaches out to shake your hand as well. Are you sure I can't interest you in something?
What you got?
Oh, like I said, I contain a variety of different herbal balms, salves. Healing is my specialty.
Nah.
Was there something in particular you were looking for?
Just something I was looking into, something to kind of get some cells back together, like a regeneration or regrouping. You said you heal. You might be able to help me with that. Something to get out of a tricky situation.
I see. Are you local here to the city?
No, not here. A few towns over.
See. Well, regarding you a little bit more. Perhaps, there, I'm told, is a place, a little southwest of in the Duskwood, where a variety of very interesting herbs should grow. I'm wondering if perhaps you are familiar with the location, though it seems rather difficult to find, I'm told.
A hut?
Well, I suppose it might grow near a hut.
Is she talking about one of the, like, what are they called? Caches? Like the hidden caches?
That, or perhaps specifically like Therius' place.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, the hut that has a lot of really strange smells and a lot of really strange things happening, huh?
Yes, I suppose that might well be the one. You spend any time there?
Spent a couple of nights there. Quite familiar with the area.
I see. And I suppose if I was to ask, just because I meet so few people from far and about, what would you say is your favorite item that you have?
Sorry, that I have, or that it would, like, various.
That you have.
So he was the one that gave out the shrooms. He gave out some booze. What was anything of significance?
Well, I mean more specifically, I'm always curious what sorts of things people identify with. Could be something as simple as a piece of driftwood, or perhaps a piece of stone.
I don't have my. I took notes about this. I got to try to go through it.
Come on, you're the one who asked for these
I
camps.
know. But I'm trying to figure out like what would be the best way to do that.
Now translate on the spot right now.
Literally.
Eric's just happy we didn't abandon the quest.
Right.
Either way, it's fine. I mean, out at sea it would have been a little bit more straight shot. Certainly easier to run, that's for sure.
Another one.
Potentially a lot more deadly, though. But whatever, you
You don't
know.
have to worry about political ramifications, though.
Right.
What's life without some death?
Immortality.
As you know, mine happens to be this piece of driftwood.
I don't remember.
I carry it with me wherever I go.
I mean, the one thing that I have is not something that's like, I don't have any like immediate connection thing.
Okay, but here's the thing. Do you understand the question she's asking?
Yes.
Okay, what is your response? Is it that you don't remember what your response is supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't remember what my response is supposed to be.
Okay, well, so that way I can verify, what is the question you think she's asking?
It's like, do you have any connections to the Sentinels, or like
Yeah, specifically, she's asking you your rank.
Oh.
Eureka.
She's making specifically thinly veiled references to the rank.
Okay, so this would be, I was like, specifically, I usually carry around a lantern.
Is that right? Well, that's certainly interesting. But you know, of course I'm free to help you out, but I will have to say that there are different things that I can work on. Perhaps something that I might be able to use as a bit of a sample for you. It might take a little bit of time for me to put together, though. In the meantime, since you've been traveling so much, you may wish to drop by a certain bathhouse that's just down the road there. The proprietress there ensures that all of her patrons are well taken care of and get what they need.
Great. Where's the name of the bathhouse?
Oh, that particular place is the Sea Foam Bath.
And has the proprietor been around a while?
Oh, yes. Probably about as long as this piece of driftwood, I'd say.
Good. And her name?
Her name is Elira.
Thank you. That means a lot. I hand over a piece of gold.
Takes it.
for your time and your efforts.
No, I appreciate it.
Well, till the leaves stop falling.
The leaves stop falling.
And Yandra's going to leave and head over to the bathhouse.
Okay. As you head into the Seafoam bathhouse, you are kind of not really accosted, but quickly attended by several naiads, river fairies, who kind of come in their kind of elven form, kind of glassy, kind of eyes and different blues and greens, long, beautiful hair, and kind of comes, oh my god, welcome to the Seafoam Bathhouse, blah, blah. And then trying to get you to take some of their special services. You get the sense by how they're talking, they're trying to get you to purchase the most expensive services they offer.
Hey, ladies, listen. I'm usually good for a good upsell, but I need to talk to one person.
And so on the one who goes, oh, meeting another? A little bit of a tryst? Ooh, I wish I could say this sort of thing hasn't happened before. Something about bathhouses always makes people so horny.
Yeah, normally that would be a good. You know what? No, we'll leave that for another time. Is Elira in?
Elira? And they kind of look at each other. Do you see them kind of blush a little bit, going, oh. Well, if you want her, she's back in her private bath.
Great. I think I'll take my chances up there.
Shall we take your clothes?
I think I'd save the suspense for Elira.
Okay, well, let's get you a robe, just in case. She kind of hands you over a white fluffy robe.
Thanks. Can you show me to the room now?
Yeah, and they kind of take you back there, and as you're kind of going through, you can kind of hear them kind of giggling to each other, clearly misunderstanding what's going on. But as you kind of push your way into this back room, it's this kind of large rectangular bath that's kind of set up to kind of look like a Japanese hot spring, but indoors with all kinds of rock, and there's actually vegetation growing in the bath itself, like lotus flowers and many different kinds of flora that kind of give this very natural, earthy, floral scent to the area. There's kind of a bit of steam that hangs, but towards the back, you do see the ample-bosomed torso of a woman kind of leaning back against the far side of the bath. There's kind of water spilling over top of her. Her hair is kind of this long teal green color, and she has eyes of an aquatic creature. You also see certain areas kind of around the neck, and then down along the ribs, fish scales. And you can kind of glean from little bits of reflection underneath the water the outline of kind of a long rainbow, like opalescent tail. It would appear that Elira is...
All right. Walking in, it's like, hello. It's a little foggy in here. Like, can't really see everything, but hi.
As you kind of come in, she has like her head back and her eyes closed as she kind of looks over a little bit. And who are you? And what are you doing here? Darling, the baths are on the other side of...
I'm here to see Elira.
Elira? and I'm she. Do we have business?
Ah, let's just say I was led by Driftwood by Lantern's light.
Hmm. Well, kind of confuses me. Are you a piece of driftwood washed ashore, or are you the one holding the lantern?
The lantern holder.
If you are indeed walking the shores with a lantern at night, I am the piece of driftwood you see. But before we get to any real business, I'm going to need you to take your clothes off.
Yeah, how rude of me. Sure. Now, it's going to take me a minute. Yandere is just...
She makes no effort to look away, kind of appraising you.
That's fine. As Yandere begins to take off his clothing and armor, you'll see his platinum blonde hair kind of like cascades back down to like below the shoulders, just a little bit there. You do see a tattoo of what looks to be like a serpent wrapped around his arm, and then you'll see like in elven markings the names of Tira and Callan. Those are, unless you want more detailed information about Yandere getting butt ass naked, those are the things that will stick out the most.
I don't know. Like, I mean, Izal's not here, so I guess
She was
we
like,
can
"Woo,
take a
dude,
rain
woo."
check on the stalker vibes.
I must have a question about like how it works. So, your hair changes, but like, if does Yandere have like a mole, and then another version have like the mole is somewhere slightly else, kind of thing, or is it strictly hair?
It's it's the hair. The skin tone does change as well as the eyes, and the frame stays the same throughout the whole process.
I was just curious.
Yeah. So, Yandere doffs himself of any artifice and slips in to the bath. And we're going to go ahead and take our break there.
Woo, dude.
This is about
Sexy.
time. Looking at the clock right now.
Intermission. Be back in 15
Intermission!
minutes.
Drink your
15
water.
minutes!
Now.
What?
They're just gonna make enough strange noises when we come back.
Okay, Yoko.
Everyone throw up some gang signs.
Yeah. What is that? Rock, paper, wizard.
Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Okie dokie doke. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your time not playing, because that time is now over. We are back.
Nudity.
So, while Yandere is having, I suppose, his second bath in the last 24 hours, maybe, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Hanging out. Like,
I will
anyone else
go ahead.
do you think it's weird that Yandre's now like left us twice to go wandering around by himself in a place where he's supposed to be laying low?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, good point. Okay,
I mean, he seems to know how to stay under our radar.
but why? I mean, Volred knows how to pick locks, but how? I mean, he's not very good at it, but just Yandre's wandered off like twice now by himself, and you just gotta let it go.
I think he has his reasons.
Do you think he's embarrassed of us?
Very possible.
Uh,
Have you seen us?
I think some of us are pretty cool.
No. Question is, with us breaking in, how big of a distraction did we?
Oh. Oh.
Because if there are any shops around, I can look and see if there's any smells that are sold around here that might be useful to us. I could think of one in particular, but that's a little crazy.
Guess we'll just wait for him to come back. Anyone
We'll
want to
look
play
over.
regular chess?
I mean, do
Yeah.
you just want to carve?
We're gonna use the same pieces, just less of them. Ignore this part of the board because I don't know why it juts out like that.
And I mean, like, he would like take pieces and just put them like wherever. I did not understand that part of it.
I mean, Yandre's an honest person, but he could have straight up lying to me on half of those games. I would have no idea. I play Calum in regular chess. There.
Okay.
He proceeds to beat me.
Are
No.
y'all alright if I go scout the outskirts of town?
As long as you don't look like you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to look like you.
Then I will take my chosen visage.
Cyclops.
Cyclops!
Prince Charming.
And we'll go about avoiding things that look like circles of stones or mushrooms or trees that have formed like an archway that are nearby.
So, Yandere, you find yourself in a large bath with a mermaid who, at this point in time, is just awkwardly staring at you as if waiting for you to speak.
Is this going to be awkward the whole time, or can we just talk candidly now?
It's up to you. I wouldn't have imagined you to come here unless you had something to discuss.
Yeah. So I need to get the star inside the keep. Curious about the information that you may have.
I'm not familiar with what star in particular you're referring to, but I assume that means you want to get in to see the king's valuables.
Correct.
Well,
Not sure if you know any information about how to get in there and get out safely.
I suppose you have some options.
Options? That's a lot more than I thought I was going to get.
Well, I suppose it depends on how quickly you need things done. There is a member of my group here whose name is Theron. And one of the fair dwarves, native to Shattered Peak. A very skilled miner and tunneler. He has been going through the effort of making a variety of tunnels and cave systems, connecting to the Whispering Caves that lie underneath much of this region, and some that hook into other areas of the city, which allow us to navigate the landscape discreetly. Perhaps he could assist you in some way, as he's the only one here who really knows just how robust the labyrinth is. Beyond that, I suppose you could make use of the diplomat and ball that is going on starting tomorrow evening. I believe one of our mutual acquaintances, Lady Elowen, will be in attendance. You might speak to her.
It would be very difficult for me to speak to her without necessarily drawing attention. And you know that she's usually not very inclined to show her connections, if that makes sense.
True. She has always kept her support very well cloaked. Then again, she is the only person I can think of who could give you legitimate access to the castle. If, however, you wish to take the underground route, you're certainly capable of doing so.
Yeah, you said a Saren, right?
His name is Theron.
Sorry, I can't hear it. It cuts out. Is it C-K? Like, what's
Theron,
the...
T-H.
Theron. Okay, thank you. And he sounds like he might be our best bet without jeopardizing a beacon.
Well, I suppose, but there are no beacons in the city at the present moment. The one that we used to be under was Lady Airless, but I have been trying to keep the cell going as best I can after her execution. So all the individuals beneath me are all pebbles, I have mostly just used this cover business to keep us as discreet as possible, and we pass along information wherever we can, but we're not in a position to take action ourselves.
Yeah, especially not this close to home, huh?
Well, no. That is one of the reasons I have tasked Farron with collecting a variety of escape methods. One of the other members of my group has been stockpiling food and provisions in different areas beneath the ground in case it becomes necessary for us to uh, remain sequestered for an extended period of time. And then one of my other members, Herbalist, has been stockpiling weapons. Or weapons, yes, but also potions and different sorts of trinkets that just at various safe locations throughout the city in case they become needed.
So where do I find this Theron?
Well, your best bet to find him would be, well, at this point in time, he would mostly be working on the eastern section of his tunnel. Unless you wish to go crawling around down there, it would be probably best for you to wait until this evening when he comes to make his report.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if that's the best thing that we got, then that's the best thing we got.
Very well. I shall arrange a private bath for you to have some privacy while you meet.
I'll probably have a couple of other people with me. Is there any way we can make room for 5 others?
Yes, that's fine if you wish your entire cell to be present.
Maybe not present for the conversation specifically, but I feel if I'm going to keep doing this, I might as well give them something too.
Very well. Whether they wish to simply be nearby, be with you, either case, we'll make arrangements either way.
Great. Are you going to be present too?
Well, that depends. I don't much leave my office, so to speak. So, unless you wish me to be present to facilitate this conversation, that's fine, but then you and Theron will have to meet me here.
Oh, that's good. I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to be floating around. I got a couple of friends who you might garner their attention.
Oh. Well. At any rate, was there something else I can do for you? Is an introduction all you require?
I think that's it for now, unless you have any other information that you can give me about the keep there.
Not much. But what I could tell you is I'm not quite sure where exactly you're stationed. Of course, as per the rules for our little group, it doesn't really matter. But I can tell you that the Pumpkin King has seen a variety of interesting visitors to the castle recently. One's not native to this land, as far as I can tell. From what we've been able to guess, they seem to perhaps be diplomats from the land of winter. I don't know what the Pumpkin King could wish with Queen Mab, of all people, but I suppose this development doesn't exactly sit well for our goal. perhaps you will find some additional information while there. And perhaps if you find something that could help us, we could share it as well.
I'll keep a lookout for it. But any information I get is information you get.
Very well. I'm familiar with how ferry bargains work. I've spent enough time there, after all.
Hey, run a pretty nice establishment too, huh?
Well, water is what I know.
And apparently bodies too, yo.
It makes it much easier to ensure that you're not going to bring something into the conversation. Also, I find people have a much harder time lying when they're in such a vulnerable state.
This is vulnerable?
So,
I guess so. Now, it is going to take me just a little bit longer to put the stuff back on. So, just as a heads up, it might take me a second. It might get a little awkward, but I don't want to carry all of that stuff out there.
take as long as you need.
This is your office. He just like gets out of the pool and is like just like putting all this stuff on. I guess that makes sense. This would be your office. You kind of live in the water. I'd get pruny if I was in there too long. He's just, as he keeps saying. Eventually he gets dressed and we'll head back out.
Okay. And you're heading back to the inn?
Yeah.
Okay. You do, it looks like, people are starting to construct some scaffolding out in the market square in front of the inn. Probably in preparation for the festivities the next evening. As you kind of, are coming in, the stack of pumpkins that are kind of sitting there and, chatting to people as they kind of go by. One of them, kind of looks over and they go, "Hey, welcome." And as, you're making your way and go, "Ooh, he smelled good." And make your way back upstairs, where you find Izal playing a very bad game of fairy chess. Doesn't look like he remembered any of the rules.
Yeah, you're missing like half the pieces.
We're not playing your fairy chess. We're playing regular chess.
Again, this is regular chess.
Playing material playing chess. It's hard to say.
Sure. I got us a place to relax tonight. So we can pack some bags up, go. Well, don't necessarily bring a lot of bags. You're pretty much going to be naked anyway.
As Kelmac is gone and does not hear any of this information.
We lost Calmac.
What do you mean you lost Kelmac?
He went rabbit.
Pissed on the furniture and got kicked out.
We had to shoot.
What time is it? What time of day is it? Because like we woke up,
This
started playing
time-
at breakfast.
Yeah. So at this time, you're probably around lunch.
I'd show up shortly as like I
Yeah.
would assume y'all are getting ready.
We had to shoot.
Yeah, as one of the, brownies is bringing you your laundry back, new sheets and such. This one appears to be a different brownie than before.
Yeah, we can go. Should we bring
Hello?
anything, or should we just bring, like, regular stuff?
I mean, you could bring regular stuff.
What are we doing?
We're going to a bathhouse.
Ooh,
Alright.
I'm in.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I bring.
You're not with us, though.
Shows up eventually, though.
I mean, I figured we're doing all this walking and all this traveling and stuff, and I've got a pretty good disguise going. You guys deserve a little bit of relaxation.
I'll remove my disguise once the brownie is gone.
Finally, I feel so validated that someone's been listening to me. Thank you, Yandere.
Sure.
You would have
Well, we can go at any time. It's not like it's an overnight thing. It's just you pop up, show up, and relax.
All right.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
So we're not bringing everything, right? We're just bringing like the essentials.
Just the essentials.
Right killer
Okay.
clothes and a battle axe.
I checked both of my flasks to make sure they're in my robes and properly full.
A water flask and
I will-
a flask.
I will ask the brownie if they have somewhere to secure belongings. Because I'm not going to go to the bathhouse in my armor. It's crazy.
Yep.
Um,
The brownie you talked to, this one wearing kind of he has kind of a copper, like a pale copper kind of haircut. He goes, yeah, we have a place we could lock all kinds of stuff up. Would you like me to take your armor, sir?
yes, sir. I think we'll be back later today. Askingly to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, later today. Just in the meantime.
No worries. I'll make sure to have it polished, sealed for your return.
Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And I will try to give him a gold piece for the services.
Okay. You go to hand him a gold piece. He's like, "Oh, thank you, sir. This is nice. This will buy an awful lot of sweets."
It is payment for services, as I look at Yandere for proper terms. Yes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It is payment for services. Thank you.
My pleasure. If you should need anything more, feel free to call for me. My name is Lapis.
It's a very nice name. Thank you very much. And I will make my way out.
Let's go.
All right, lead everybody back to the bathhouse.
Okay. Kills like a little bit of time up there, though. And then you head back towards the evening. As you return to the Seafoam bathhouse, again, the Naiads, kind of the new array of individuals showing up. They kind of rush you, kind of talk to you, try to get you to buy the services, kind of press themselves up to you, probably like a little too close, and are like trying to guide you towards the baths.
What is a seaweed wrap? I don't think I want to be.
And then
Wrapped in
one of the
seaweed.
Naiads kind of goes over. Oh,
You should do it.
Are you here to talk to the lady again?
Yes. We should have got arrangements for a room. The talking to the lady will be a little later.
Oh, yes, that's right. Though your other party hasn't arrived just yet. Were we doing the one room, or were you going to separate for some privacy?
Is all. It's more to you.
Well, I don't care. Half y'all see me naked anyway.
It's fair. 2 room.
Okay. Adjoining.
Sure.
Very well. Follow me. And he kind of grabs your arm and like starts pulling you guys down a hallway. She kind of stops these like two kind of screen doors that she opens up, rooms next to each other. They seem to be these kind of large, I would say like 10-foot by 10-foot, recessed in the floor stone bath. And these are kind of bubbling a little bit and have got like mist, and they've got sections off to the side for like sauna type stuff to add some more mist. So a couple of the girls kind of drag some of you, I guess, those of you who aren't Yandere, in and start trying to help you remove your clothing.
I can
I allow them.
Yeah, I mean, Volred's used to this kind of stuff. He's like in the process of like pulling down baskets, taking off clothing, being very handsy, not sensitive at all. And then as they're kind of packing stuff up and start whisking away your clothes, Yandere, your attendant, kind of like grabs hold of your arm and like pulls you into the other room, and then pulls out a basket, and then starts trying to undo your clothing.
I let them.
Takes everything down. You see her kind of look a little bit at your tattoo and then giggle a little bit.
Find something funny?
No, it's unfortunately that already taken. It's sweet.
Thanks.
Don't worry. I'll be sure not to tell your friend coming that, well, you know.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Best to keep it between us.
Of course. And then she kind of takes your stuff, comes out, and kind of giggles as she closes the screens. And you are left alone in your similar bathroom, but there. Yeah, and the rest of you guys are, I guess, just together, naked.
I would go in there with him until the visitor arrives.
So take
Okay,
you away,
all right.
and you come back. Like, the hell you been, Yandere?
Whereas everyone else is freaking comfortable, Kelmac's just standing there, just very strange.
Get in the water, Kelmac. All the way.
You're weird if you
As
sit out there.
As I displace an absurd amount of water and just like,
Nah, that fur kind of collapses on you, man.
dude, my mane is just the steam alone. The mane is already like starting to droop down. I look ragged. Just
Yeah, it's funny because like he'll get in and he's like up to halfway up his chest, and then he kind of adjusts and stand up. Like the difference between the hair that's close to his body and the hair that's pushed out is like makes him look so much smaller.
Still big.
Well.
Just compact.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you do the little shoulder thing to try and push out your muscles to flex, except he's doing it across his entire body with the hair.
I splash him.
me for real. Well, I will say it is relaxing once you let it kind of do its job.
Like, yeah, it's a bathhouse.
Have
Well,
you
I
never
don't.
been to one?
No, I've been to one. I just don't frequent them as I like just like flick the mane and it just like sticks on end for a bit. Just
You know, you could probably train your hair to do like just to function like that, right?
what?
Yeah, like you usually take a bro or like a comb or something. I don't know like what you would use, but you know, like a comb or something. You just brush it a certain way, certain many times, it kind of fix itself. It's like
well, I usually have it back. It's not usually wet and down.
Well, you can slick it back.
As I like start running my hands and just like slicking it back in my face, which is normally like this wide, has just kind of reduced.
Streamline.
If you've ever seen the Windy cat meme, that is Kelmac's face.
Yandere will step into the water and stuff and just begin to relax. So, how's it going?
Okay,
Why
no.
did we
Well-
get 2 rooms?
I got somebody I need to talk to.
Scamping.
Secret rendezvous.
Oh.
No, I'm not scamping, but you know, it is what it is. It's a connection that I have here, and to protect their identity and make sure that they're not in jeopardy of anything else. It's better for me to talk to them by myself.
I can understand that.
The deceit.
I never lied.
It was deceitful.
How is it deceitful? I just told you what I was doing.
I thought you were doing something for us.
This is for you.
entertainment.
I didn't have to come back with you guys. So, what's next?
Knew you were gonna fucking do that. Knew you were gonna say that. I'm just staring.
I'll
Caleb was just laying down, relaxing, enjoying the atmosphere.
Do I notice any tattoos on Yandere?
Yes.
Yeah.
You notice on my right arm there is what appears to be a snake coiled around, and then some Elvish. You speak Elvish?
Yeah.
You notice that there's Elvish symbols on my arm that say Tira and Callan.
Ooh, cool tattoo.
Thanks. It's not as personal to me as it is Yandere, but you know, it looks pretty cool.
This isn't the first time Kelmac's been in a bathhouse with everyone, right?
You've missed like 2 of them.
He's been.
Oh.
Or you
We've
NPC.
gone to quite a few of them,
He's
but
NPC.
you've been doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if I have been absent and Kelmac has been at the bathhouse, you would all have seen scars, other stuff. Particularly his chest is kind of like, looks like he's been
Pincushion.
pincushioned.
You need to learn to block, dude.
Well, it's kind of a last ditch effort thing to
I show you the
try
cool
to
scar on
protect
my back.
my
I got
friends.
one.
Unfortunately, a troll seems to swing a spiked club very well, so
Did you get him back?
I got him back and his
His little dog too.
technically he was the dog. It was some drow that were leading him. Vis-a-vis the armor I have was reclaimed from them.
I'm very sorry to hear that. But I'm glad you were able to get some closure from that. It couldn't have been easy.
No. I still have nightmares from time to time about it, but it gets easier as I come to terms with the it is kind of nihilistic to say the inevitability of it, but whatever decided to bless me with these powers enabled me the ability to exact vengeance and on those creatures.
Is that when you got your powers?
Yes. It was. We were keeping watch on those dwarf ruins back up north, and just some drow had tunneled their way through and caught our patrol unaware, unfortunately. Luckily, we got them, but not without sacrifices. But they'll always be remembered through me and our compatriots. But this is getting a little sad for relaxing topics. Is there like...
It's the first time you've talked during these types of things. Normally you're all quiet off in the corner.
It does, thinking about it does come up when trying to relax. That's why I try to stay busy. But I have found that not dwelling on it, but trying to work through it instead of ignoring it with activity has helped with a little bit of closure.
So it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I cope with staying busy and keeping the mind busy, but I've been working through it, and it'll take time.
So if that was the first time that you've ever experienced that type of ability, Caleb, when was the first time you had like a magical experience?
Because you're descended from high magics because of your father.
Is he actually your father or like adopted?
Adopted.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Does high magic transfer through adoption paperwork?
No.
I don't know how magic works.
What if it was Faye?
It's very possible, but it didn't happen that way, at least not on my side of the paperwork.
All you got was a cool name.
I actually grew up around magic because of who my father is. And he taught me from when he picked me up how to cast magic. And me being a Kari, I've always been able to do simple cantrips. So, magic has been a part of me ever since I was born.
When was the first time you like effed up?
Well, in everybody's training and learning how to control magic, things get out of hand. But the jobs of the Rukas is to ensure that those fuck-ups are contained. A lot of my fuck-ups didn't really happen until I went out on my own. And a lot of those fuck-ups were with Gorbeck.
We passed this on to Corbeck.
Oh no, it wasn't because of Gorbeck. They were just with Gorbeck.
I wonder what small children Gorbeck is terrorizing right now.
like
I'll
a
be giving him candy.
90% chance
Is
that he's
this-
dead.
Who is Corbeck?
I do
He's
minor
a
illusion,
goblin.
and I create an image of Gorbeck in his purple stripes. He's a goblin. He constantly did shit he probably shouldn't have done, and then he left on a broken promise.
He was my companion before I met up with everybody else. And
Well, I
we
hope.
traveled together.
Well, I hope he is in good health, even because he is your friend, and hopefully he stays out of trouble with some guards, because usually they're not too receptive of goblins.
I will say that given his characteristics, he's probably no longer among the living.
Or he's super evil.
Which is very possible.
Hey, Salazar.
did-
Salazar. Yandere.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to use your name, so I was using the code name. It's a very good code name.
It's good. What's up?
Do you know when like Salazar, Yandere, when like their first magical stuff, like how they learn how to be cool like they are, or is it you only know your history?
I mean, I only know up to the point where I contracted with him, but I mean, he was following around some cleric once he got here. The reason why he was living in the mausoleum was because somebody took him, found a spot, and gave him a place to stay. Started learning some of the teachings and stuff like that, and started figuring out how to do this cleric stuff.
Oh, he learned that here or there?
In the prime, yeah.
Hmm.
Started. Why?
I was just Kelmac told us how he got his like abilities, and I'm like, well, I might as well ask around. Volreg
Yeah.
murders people.
When
so
did you find out you were angry all the time?
It's not anger; it's channeled rage. The
Probably
wrong word
whenever
for
she
it.
decided to not use her name anymore.
What?
That's
What are we talking about?
fair. Wait a minute, does Yandere know that?
Yandere can tell. I got in trouble when I was in, I guess it'd be like your guys' version of like the young age, not like elementary, but around there. There was a bully who kept fucking around with me, and I kind of hit him too hard, and there was some signs of like divine energy, and I got in trouble for it because he almost died. But that would be the first time it happened. Fuck that guy.
I
Did he learn
think
his lesson?
I sure as hell hope so. He stopped fucking with me.
Yeah, because he didn't want anyone to know he got beat by a girl.
There were plenty of people who knew. There were people around that saw the damn thing.
I think channeled rage is a very good combat mannerism, as it can lend focus to objectives and overcome odds.
I mean, I was trying to call it like channeling divine power, but that sounds like channeling divinity. I'm not really that that's something like the holy people do a lot more of, and I'm not that holy. It's just more like an innate magic that makes me a bit tougher. I don't know, hard to explain.
Do you know where it comes from?
Probably from like Axel and them. It's hard because there's some divine stuff that happens throughout my bloodline a couple times, so it's just kind of in there now.
Yeah.
Between Kelder and Axel, and some other stuff happens there. Hard to tell. Volred, when's the first time you killed someone?
And was
I
it the
think he's
boat?
told us that.
Yeah, I think it was the boat.
Are we counting the orphans?
Which is,
Why wouldn't you?
Well, wasn't the maze beforehand?
When was the first time you intentionally ended someone else's life?
You know, we'll never know.
He's a man.
keep your secrets then.
You can ask your sister, I guess. Maybe she'll know.
She won't know either. Sometimes it's good to be mysterious.
I'm like, you were
They-
mysterious for a very long time. I thought we got past that point. Was it before
Never.
or after we met you?
Before,
Okay.
when I was an adolescent, I had to shoot a man that was being aggressive. So, there. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to really remember much of it. It didn't really seem like that big of a deal.
All right.
Did the Naiads leave like grooming tools or like
Keep your hand.
Yeah, I mean,
out
they
of it.
left like some soaps and oils and various things of that nature.
If you start
There's a
combing
brush.
and
Is
brushing
there,
yourself,
uh,
and put that hair in the damn water, I'm getting out.
I'm gonna brush in the water?
I'm going to kill Kelmac.
I'm sure you'll warn him when he goes to like start brushing the fur and like no,
There's already too much. Don't be putting more in here. And I'm just as effective naked as I am fully armored. Unlike you.
just like grab a small towel to cover up as I get out to kind of brush the fur down with like a stiff furred brush.
Andrew just kind of looks back and like is gauging between the group and just kind of sitting back and relaxing and trying to have as good a time as possible.
Yeah.
I could ask more imposing questions, and we can just do that for the next hour. Or you can, we could do plot stuff.
Yeah.
On the list of questions here.
Your conversation is interrupted by the kind of sliding door opening to one of the naiads, kind of looking in, kind of glances over to you, Yandere. Sir, your meeting is here.
Thanks. I'll be right back. And Yandere just kind of hops out of the pool.
Wear protection.
It's not that kind of meeting.
Oh,
It could be.
wash it afterwards.
Yandere, just go.
Yep, you walk out one door, round the corner, and enter another door, where sitting in a room that's kind of like a mirror opposite of this, alone in this kind of large, bathing space. You see this kind of dark, tan-skinned dwarf with this kind of golden beard that kind of poofs out like a fan, and then these kind of large, eccentric, curly Q mustaches, and like a chest full of coarse blonde chest. He kind of sits back. You see like nicks and different cuts along his bodies. Some look like like jagged wounds from long ago that had kind of healed up. And he's got these kind of piercing blue eyes. In a certain sense, it kind of reminds you of like someone who might be one of Izal's family members, but a little more Fae-like. But yeah, the golden blonde hair, the blue eyes, but just a little bit more tan. It all would be. Anyways, speaking out in Sylvan, goes, "Ah, it's my understanding the lady has told you that you need to come and speak with me. Something I can help you out with regarding the tunnels."
Yeah. I need to find a way to get into the keep. I heard you may have a tunnel that'll help us get in and get out.
Well, I suppose we could have a conversation about it, but go ahead. And he kind of gestures a little bit to the other side. Make yourself comfortable, though you're already wet.
I was in the other pool next door.
I understand. People come here all the time for things like that. And I had a full-service shop here.
Everybody seems to think that that's what I'm here for. It's not the case.
Understood. So,
Yadrick climbs into the water.
yeah. So, as the figure kind of goes back and starts dealing with like a corncob pipe with a really long stem, goes, "I suppose the ladyship has told you a little bit about me, yes?"
Yes, quite a bit. You've been working on these tunnels for quite some time. Quite elaborate and a labyrinth.
Yes. Well, from what the lady has told me, you are a former denizen of Autumn, though not particularly of this place, as far as I can tell. And, so I suppose you are familiar with Whispering Caverns that go all throughout the Crimson Plains?
I've heard of them.
Indeed. Well, I've spent some time mapping those caverns and creating some additional tunnels that create some quick ways between different areas of the caverns, as well as entry points here into the city down to those caverns themselves, plus a few very special hidey holes where we stockpile some goods. They're carefully hidden to make sure that anyone who travels those tunnels, which children are off to do, don't find themselves someplace they should. Very useful for getting around if necessary. There are a couple tunnels I have that might lead you over near towards the castle, but curious if there's someplace in particular you need to get in.
The treasure room.
Well, I suppose that part might be a bit of a problem. From what I understand, from where we guess the treasure room is, pretty much everything underneath that is pure limestone. And so tunneling through there will take an exceptional amount of time, not to mention some dynamite, and it's not a good idea to be throwing booms right underneath old Pumpkin Face's nose. But that said, there are a couple, I should say, other places, castle, I might be able to get you into.
How close are they to the throne room?
Well, not too close, I would say. I could get you in one of the western staircases that is near the armory. Of course, that place will see an awful lot of guards, and since it is a servant staircase, it will see an awful lot of use. So probably not best. Another option is I could get you into the wine cellar, and that lies underneath the dining room, near the grand stair. That, well, that place might be a little busy, though, the night, depending on where you're going, as they have, of course, the bit of a ball situation going on there. I suppose, depending on where else, I could probably tunnel something else for you.
Kind of on a time crunch. I'm curious, is there any other tunnels that may not be connected to this wide network down that you have?
Um, yes, I mean, there are some parts that we could help out there. There are obviously the siege tunnels. Um, they empty out into the Whispering Cavern as well. I could take you there. From what I understand, those empty out near the private apartments. Um, but depends if that's where you really want to be. Um, I am aware that there is a hidden room out over that area that might be used to house some particularly secretive objects. So, the Pumpkin King himself does like to spend quite a bit of fair time there, as they are near his personal apartments. But in that case, that would still be pretty dangerous.
We're trying to see if he happens to have like a star fragment or a falling star. I'm not sure if he's keeping that in his treasure room or if he's keeping it under this private corridor.
If I had to guess, probably the private corridor, as those private apartments, only the Pumpkin King had those. The other area is a treasury located near the armory. Several members of the Pumpkin Cabinet access those areas. So I suppose the Pumpkin might not want to keep an object such as that there.
So if we're looking for the star, the best place to try to get it is the secret corridor in his apartments.
Indeed, indeed. There are a couple hitches with that plan, though. Firstly is there's only one way in that group. The second is that, well, each of the rooms in those private areas, other than his private, one of the private rooms we assume to be a bit of a vault, are all located on the southeastern section of the castle, and there are windows all in there. So, to any guards that might be posted in the quad out in front, the slightest bit of light would be clearly visible to anyone posted there, or entering or leaving the castle. So, you would have to make sure that only the stealthiest among you would head there, as you're quite exposed. Well, I suppose not quite as exposed as you are now, given, but still, kind of lighting up the pipe, kind of starting to draw on it.
Yeah, well, you've given me a lot of good information. I got to talk to my friends back there, though. So it's going to take me a second before I can really make a decision. How long are you planning on staying?
Well, I've already made the primary report to Milady. How she informed me that I needed to speak with you. She has cleared me over the next 2 days to work on anything that you need, provided I feel it doesn't raise too much of an issue. So hopefully that it will be sufficient.
Just give me a second. I'll go talk to him real quick, and then we can get this underway.
No worries.
All right. Yandere hops up out of the water again, being really careful not to slip and fall, and then heads back to the other room.
Okay. And what conversation are you interrupting when you return?
I'm just saying, how do you know you don't have any tattoos on you, Kelmac? The fur probably grew back at some point.
Listen, I would know
There's
if
one
I
way to
have any
figure it out.
tattoos.
Just shave it all off.
You're
Part
not
of it.
shaving. Have you seen a shaved cat? I
No.
understand y'all use cat puns all the time. Have you seen a shaved cat?
No.
Yes.
It looks
It
weird.
is the ugliest thing.
You have armor. You'll never know.
Not as ugly as a shaved bear.
Now, how about this?
We shaved part of it.
What if we shave a little bit off of you, give you a tattoo, and then you can grow your fur back?
I'm not getting a tattoo
An
just so y'all can shave
SNM
me.
tattoo would look great. You'll never see it.
Andre
You
walks
never-
in and is like, he's not wrong.
Hey, Andre.
I'm not getting. If I get an SNM tattoo, which, by the way, I saw in the charter, we need to change the name.
What? No, it's a fine name. Silver Knights of the Mythal. It makes perfect sense.
Like, do you not? What if we all get tattoos with you?
That's what I'm saying. If I get a tattoo, we're all getting tattoos.
Yeah.
That's not a no.
Sure.
No.
Volred doesn't count. Volred's a wet blanket.
Oh, speaking of wet, Yandere hops into the water with you guys.
Cold.
So, we have a potential option here to get into the castle. It's not the easiest of things, and it's probably not going to be the most fun. But there's some secret tunnels under the castle.
Great tunnel.
I knew you were going to sing that. Is all.
Okay.
It's okay. Under the castle, we could probably get into the swine cellar, the servants' corridor. The treasury is next to the armory, but there's a lot of traffic in all of those places. I did also find out that the Pumpkin King probably holds the star in one of his private apartments. That's going to be it's a little bit of a trek. Either way, it's going to be dangerous. And if we do go into the private apartments, it's not going to be good for someone like Kelmec or for Izal, to be quite honest.
Wait, why?
All of the apartments have like windows and stuff in them. So any light, any movement, most of the guards in the eastern corridor are going to be able to see you.
So someone should go in invisible.
I'm like, yeah, that's an option. We still have to get there though. So would you guys be interested in going into some tunnels, or the last thing I heard you guys talking about was dipping out?
So from what I saw of the guards, they're all watching. As far as I can tell, they're all watching the gardens and like the immediate area. Like you said, if they'll be able to see us if we are visible in the east hallway.
It's in the eastern corridor, but we'd be going down under the tunnels through the Whispering Coves and then up back into the apartment.
So
The eastern
think,
side of the castle.
I think if they can get someone in full red who can be able to sneak into the apartment, get what's needed, and come back while maintaining the invisibility, we will have a very good shot.
Full red sneaks.
Over does sneak.
Fine, I'll do it.
I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I could
It's-
also do it too.
You can't send Volred by himself. Every time we've done that, it is worse than me attacking a vampire.
I actually agree with Lady Isol on that point.
What do you know about me?
Only that, from what I understand, you aren't exactly skilled at disarming magical traps. Or detecting them, really, for that matter. I do, in that case, think a two-prong assault, one to handle mechanical and the other magical, would be best. And I, of course, am not volunteering for that. That's special.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which would be Caleb Volred.
Boron is like trying really hard not to be insulted.
So that'd probably be a Caleb Volred situation. Or Caleb
If worst
Volred
comes to
Yandere.
worst comes to worst, me and Red can dimension door out.
Yes, but forgive me, Caleb, but assuming lighting is going to be a problem, from what I understand, humans don't see in the dark.
I do have magical ways to fix that.
Oh. Well, never mind.
And like I said, Yandere has been he knows his way around a lot of places, and it's the only thing that's really keeping him from being silent is this armor that I wear. Well, not in my birthday suit right now, but but the armor that he wears is the only reason why he's not as silent as he normally is. But he used to run around here and collect information for the Sentinels a lot. So if Volred, you don't want to do it, Yandere could probably do it.
Fine, I won't do it.
Yandere, do you have another set of armor that you could use that'll make you protected as well as being able to stealth quite easily?
I'm not going to be able to be as protected as I am now, but I'm sure I could find some resources to make sure that I'd be able to slip back into some of my old goods.
Okay, then I'm okay with that option. It's just I wanted to make sure, just in case, that you aren't in your birthday suit, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, figuratively speaking and out of character, that means Yandere is not going to be at the 20 armor class. He'll probably be somewhere like the 15.
Yeah.
But he's able to do it. If we need to get him down there and we need somebody to sneak in and Volred doesn't want to do it, then Yandere can.
And there's no reason that you two all three couldn't go. Kelmac and I could wait back at the openings to the tunnels and wait for your return. And we can keep Godwin safe there. That way it's a closer rendezvous point than heading all the way back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then it sounds like we're taking some secret tunnels, huh?
Unseen alleyways.
All right, I'll be right back. Yandere hops back out of the water again. At this point, he's not moving as fast as he was the first couple of times he's had to jump in and out of the water, but he is meandering his way over into the other room again.
Yep. As you do, you find Tharan, who's in the process, it looks like, eating something like Turkish delight.
Get that water.
Tharan.
By the way, doesn't matter.
Sounds like we're
What
going
is it
to
I can do for you, good friend? Have you talked with your friends?
Yeah. We're going to take the secret tunnel into the corridor. The apartment.
Very well. It is fine. I'll make sure that that place is cleared out a little bit. And, you just let me know when it is you want to go.
Tomorrow evening during the special activities. It's a good chance the Pumpkin King's not going to be there, and it makes it real easy for us to get in and get out.
Fair enough. It's a good idea. That way the a larger number of the guards should be vacated from the palace and find themselves in the square. So that is probably your best bet. Well,
So
in any case, I suppose prep whatever you need to, and then I suppose we can meet here around dusk. I would say it should take about an hour or so to make our way through all of the tunnels. So about an hour before showtime would probably be best.
Great. So just meet back here.
Indeed. So that is good. There shouldn't really be much anything you require in that case, but if you do require any other gear or such, you can speak to her ladyship, and she'll coordinate as best she can with what provisions we can help you with.
That was my next stop.
Well, if that's all you require, then looking forward to working with you.
I'll meet you back here.
Very well, and have fun.
Don't look at me too hard when I walk away. Yandere like gets up and gets out of
Don't
that
worry.
pool.
You're not my type.
Yandere like just keeps walking. And we'll head to where Alira's office is.
You gonna grab a robe?
At this point, he's
walk
just
down the hall butt
Hell
naked.
no,
I've
no.
literally been walking butt naked back and forth between this room.
Free balling.
Why are there so many slaps
Yeah.
coming from outside?
I mean, like I guess he'll grab a robe or a towel or whatever's available to him and head that way.
The confidence.
Cowboy hat.
No hands.
Chaps. Okay.
Put on assless chaps. That's just weird.
You never know, man. Okay, so you make your way back to Alira's personal room. As you kind of enter, she's just sitting there, letting the water cascade on her. She opens up her eye, like, well, I didn't think you'd be getting back to me so soon. I take it then your conversation with Aaron went well.
Very well. He's gonna help us get into some places that we need to get into.
Very well.
But it does require a little bit of sneakiness, a little lighter touch.
I would imagine any plan sneaking into one of the most highly guarded buildings in the realm probably would require some stealth.
Yeah, so it's kind of the reason why I'm back here. The stuff that I came in with earlier today is the stuff that I normally wear. It's a little too shiny and a little too loud. And I was wondering if you perchance had any additional gear or something that I could wear in order to get in and that won't be as noisy.
Well, let's see. I suppose there's some things we could give you. In terms of armor, a chain shirt is probably best. That at least can be worn underneath clothing. You'll certainly need a different outfit. There will still be some dignitaries and servants, Castle. So perhaps we should get you some new clothes for you and your companion to blend in a little.
That would help.
Anyway, I'll have a collection made available for you to choose from. And when is it you're going to execute on this plan?
We're supposed to meet about an hour. We're supposed to meet back here about an hour before the festival starts tomorrow, so we can make our way and journey out.
Very well then. Should have everything ready at that time.
I also have another question. When I entered into the prime material, I noticed that they started calling my boots boots of elven kind. Do you have any more of those lying around, perchance? We call it that in the Prime. He literally the boots that we the special boots that we got when we became Driftwoods.
Boots with
Oh.
fur.
Yes.
He looks down at the tail and is like,
she
What
she
the
kind
hell are
of
boots?
as you can imagine.
What are shoes?
I eschew collecting.
Yeah, you didn't have to ask.
It's like the
Plus,
color pears.
resources are a bit more difficult to come by. That said, I don't think what you're asking for would be too difficult to acquire, especially here. You need just another pair.
At least one. If we're gonna be a little more quiet, a little more sneaky, it would probably help to spread the love around a little bit. The prime
Very
material
well.
boots make a lot of noise, a lot of clanging.
Understood. I know I could find one pair, perhaps a second. I'd have to ask around. In either case, I wouldn't be able to allow you to keep them, unless, of course, you're willing to pay over asking.
I think we could work something out, as well as getting some additional information for you as well.
Very well. It's just, given our line of work, boots such as that are a very useful thing to.
Understood. If you can swing it, I'll take it. But if not, we'll do what we can.
Oh, yes, of course. As I said, I could probably requisition some. It's just, obviously, we would rather have them back when you're done, if at all possible.
Understood.
Yes, well, is that all?
That's it for now.
Very well. Then I suppose I shall see you here on the morrow.
Yes, you shall.
Well, you might as well enjoy the rest of your time in the baths.
Well, I planned on staying for a little bit,
Of course.
but not as long as you. Like I said earlier, I get a little prurient.
It's okay. I'm built for it.
You built different for sure.
Can't tell whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I never said anything bad. DeAndre will get up and walk on out.
Still with the bathrobe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He will.
Shouldn't we?
Go ahead. I'm just going to start heading back towards the arbor.
I was just trying to start a conversation for you to come back to.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we? I mean, those other things they were trying to. What is it? A clay mask? I don't.
A mud mask?
A mud mask?
Yeah, they put like
Is that?
they put like mud and dirt on your face. It's supposed to exfoliate and get stuff out of there. I got enough mud on me when I was younger. I don't need more mud.
The clay mask is going to last longer, though, so that'd be why it's more advantageous than your average mud mask.
I mean, I'm down, dude. It's something new. We're in the Feywild, so I mean,
If it's like clay, then like it's gonna be like harder and like a solid kind of thing. I don't know if that's the best option for you, Kelmac. Because, your face is covered in hair.
well, I'm sure they have furry. Yes.
I don't know.
Fur-friendly face mask. There are a lot of Therian throat. Here in
Caleb, you're muted if you're trying to talk.
Damn it!
He said something.
I know, he's got that look like he said something
Yes!
He thinks he's clever and he was muted.
witty. It's like, shit.
Moment's gone. Oh well.
Just write it down and use it some other time. It's what we dungeon masters
When
do.
are
If we
we
don't get to
ever
use
going to-
content, we just move
When
it
are we
somewhere.
ever gonna be?
It was just going to be a
Yes,
comment
okay.
about furries.
How dare you?
Are you taking offense to that?
I know people who would.
I have no problem with
Actually,
it.
I don't know what the comment was. It could have been a compliment. So I'm not getting upset about something that doesn't exist. Let's put on some mud. Let's exfoliate.
Just be careful removing the mud. You might have trouble with your face.
Yandra just comes in and like cannonballs into the water.
Careful, it's not that deep. Tailbone.
Crack.
Calmac is going. Calum. Why did I say Calum? Calum is going to use this opportunity to use shield to prevent the water from splashing him in the face.
Neat. See there? I splash him anyway.
Well, we got a passage into the corridors, so come back tomorrow about an hour before the festival starts. We make our way out there and get the goods.
God, when was your first magical experience?
Goblin kind of sitting there again. This time drinking some tea.
Why does he keep getting this?
Well, I suppose that would depend. I mean, in this form, back in my native.
Did you just say in this form?
Well, yes. In case you haven't noticed, I am a Kalishtar.
Oh, well, I mean, I know. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I just thought it was like a weird facial thing.
No. I know. I am often. Most people assume because of my features and my long silver hair. Most people assume that I am some kind of elf who simply, for whatever reason, possesses human ears. But the truth is, I'm not actually human at all, really. I am a Kalishtar, creature of the dream world. I suppose one could say my form was quite mutable, like the early elves, prior, even before they settled here in the Feywild. But I possessed some skill, of course, then. But for a myriad of reasons, I had to leave Dalcor and traveled here to the Prime Material. That is where I took this form, humanoid. I suppose another way of saying it is, I suppose you could think of it a form of possession, I guess you could say, as this form wasn't originally mine, exactly. And
Did you take it when he was alive or when he was dead?
well, the form, the human was alive, and well, is perished now. But it's not as if I took over exactly. One would say I was born from the dreams, another individual. That through their dreams I passed into this world. So I suppose you could say the woman whose dreams I passed through is, in a very real sense, like my mother, as it was her dreams that gave me physical manifestation.
So like you're like an imaginary friend come to life.
Not really sure about the. I would assume yes.
Well,
I
you said you
suppose.
said this woman dreamed you up, and I mean you're not a bad looking guy, so I'm assuming it was a spicy dream, and then you just came into the world. That kind of had to freak her out, didn't it?
No. Well, when I took my main form, I came into this world as a child. The woman, I suppose you could say, was like my mother, and was a woman who prioritized different things other than family in her life. And as she came later, she began to regret not having a family. She had lost her lover, an elven gentleman, many decades beforehand. She had, in her twilight years, began to dream what exactly their child might look like, if they did in fact have one. And, and I suppose she yearned for this other life so strongly that, well, whenever I left, that is the dream I inhabited and the form I took. The hair I have is reminiscent of that elven gentleman, though the individual that, I suppose you could say, manifested me was very much human.
So you took her baby face?
I suppose you could say that. Or rather, she gave me her baby face.
Y'all, your Kala stars are weird.
Well, yeah, yeah. But there are a number of interesting factors as well. Most people don't know that, well, since we are creatures entirely possessed of dreams, when we enter into the prime material, we actually have to sever our connection with the dream world. So
You stuck?
well, yes, in a sense. Well, actually, yes. Actually, I think that's the best way to say. Is, well, one can only enter the dream world through dreams, and when we sever our connection with the dream world, though we may sleep, we can no longer dream.
Oh, so you just see like black, everything.
I close my eyes and awake the following day.
That's depressing.
Yes. It's actually part of the reason why I hired you for this little group. My hope is to use part of this wishing star in order to craft an object that might be able to grant a wish. I, of course, would like to dream again, even if that means I must become truly human. To reclaim a small part, I suppose, of what I was once. I suppose that doesn't really make sense to go through all of this effort and spend so much money over essentially just gaining the ability to dream. That must, of course, sound absolutely ridiculous, but
I mean, why don't you just go back to the dream world?
I can't. I can only enter there through dream.
Oh, right.
And he can't dream anymore. So
Oh, that explains why you're so interested with like all the dream realm stuff. I always walk in and you're always researching that shit, and I never put two and two together.
Yes, it is, I suppose you could say, a lifelong dream, pun intended, of mine to regain that ability.
I appreciate that joke.
I wouldn't say it's sad at all. I think it's an amazing thing to try and go back to that, because one who lived in the dream world can only to lose connection to that. It must be hard.
It is hard. Part of the truth that many people don't really understand is that dreams have a way of kindling creativity and imagination. And I think that's something that, unfortunately, many even elves of the newer generation, those who choose to trance instead of dreams, while it is certainly helpful in completing tasks and questing and such, it seems odd to cut oneself off from dreams when dreams can be such a powerful motivator. But then again, I suppose, what real reason do elves have to dream when they can live for centuries, not millennia, they're in no particular hurry. I don't know. It's rambling. More to say that most of what I have done in my life, firstly, I gained magic because of the woman who manifested me. She, of course, was a mage herself and taught me a great deal. But obviously, as I've gotten older and made my own way in the world, still, it's a piece that is missing, and one that I feel divides from others.
So when was the first time you was able to access one of the like circle stuff that Caleb does?
Well, when I gained my first circle of magic.
Yeah, but were you like when you took the baby's phase, when you were like 3, when you were like 4, like when did it happen?
Oh, no. I was a bit older than that. I was 10. Which I suppose is still quite young to manifest magic of the first circle, but still, it's I suppose that had a lot more to do with the woman who would be my mother, as she taught me quite a bit. And still.
There you go, it's all.
Alright. Now. I don't know where to go from there.
Did you ask everybody?
I'm gonna ask everybody, yeah.
Kelmac, when is the first time you used?
We already got that one. He was the first one.
Yeah.
He started it. I mean, I can
Actually, Kelmac gave up the information.
yeah,
We didn't have to ask him.
Looks like we're doing this.
Yeah.
We just need to give Volred some magic. Oh, he does have magic now.
If he winks twice, he takes a snapshot.
No, I mean he can talk to the Feywild. He can now scope out magical doors and stuff like that. You know.
I mean, he hasn't found anything yet, so I'm gonna assume
He's having
he
visions.
thinks he can.
Vision.
I have a vision
Uh-oh.
of me sitting here enjoying the rest of my time in this water.
What if we like?
Oh, it
started
goes
scratching-
great
the
with
vision
a
went away.
steaming hot
Yep.
The
bath.
vision went away.
Aha.
Lots of. No, don't do that.
Yeah, well, we got at least another 2 hours in this place. So do what you got to do. And then I heard something about a mud mask and Kelman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, I guess, do some of the partake in some of those other services. The
Careful.
water ladies we're talking about.
Yeah, I listen. I got a couple of offers for some of those water ladies, and you just got to make sure you know what kind of services you're trying to get into.
Yeah, they were talking about like a mud mask for the face, and then an oil massage. I mean, that sounds nice. I haven't had a massage in years.
Yeah, I mean, just make sure it doesn't have anything to do with a happy ending,
No.
A lot of oil.
No.
or any oils or any kind of lubrication of the lips. We'll just leave that alone too.
Good luck, Kelmac. Tell
Just
Uh,
ask for full service.
Also, don't get the dwarven massage.
Oh, those are nice.
Well, at least don't get it and expect to keep your towel on.
They get all up in there.
I guess. Do you just want to meet back at the inn? I don't know how long this is gonna take.
They don't usually take that long, as long as you don't get the Aarakocra racks.
How much
'cause
money
that's
do you have? That'll determine how long this takes.
I mean, I brought
Don't say
A
it
couple-
out loud. I think they can hear us.
Just assume we're always being listened to.
Well, we have said
Unless
some
we're in a stairwell.
We have said some incriminating evidence in here.
Unless we're in a stairwell, always assume we're being listened to.
Stairwell of silence.
I'm pretty sure I brought enough.
Okay. But you shouldn't need much more than like 10 gold. If you start skipping over 10 gold, I promise it is more than you're bargaining for.
This is a kind of
I
an
will
awkward
go
question,
and try to
Kelmac.
find. What's that?
Kind of an awkward question, but
What's that?
have you ever been with someone else on an intimate level? Because they might take advantage of you, and I'm concerned now.
Are you talking about just like going to brothels, or are you talking about like intimacy with someone special?
Kelmec, are you a 40-year-old virgin or no?
No.
Okay.
I've had sex
All right.
I just had sex.
All right. I'm good then.
multiple times.
Good. I was concerned. You're always so refined and keep your shit together. I was like, man, this paladin coming in here better not be a fucking.
It's easy
virgin.
when you have a litter box.
Good luck with the mud mask and the Aarakocra.
I
double
used the
dippers.
toilet at our home, DM.
Just saying.
I didn't make a
Thank
cat
you very
joke.
much.
Eric went with the cat joke, which is of poor taste. Good luck, Cal.
But yeah,
Hey, I don't abuse it the way you guys
You
do.
don't abuse it. We're like snipers.
I will go and you said they're like they're naiads, but there's brownies too.
That's at the inn.
I don't
The
know
end.
how to say it. You know, you trying to pay for a brownie?
What?
No, I'll just get one of the assistants to be like, and just like to pay for a mud mask and a massage.
Yeah.
But very awkwardly because they're very touchy feely, and I've been intimate, but it's like just a random person being really touchy feely is just like, hey.
Yeah.
I head back
So-
to the inn. That's where I'll finish here because I'm not waiting for Kelmac to finish finishing.
I'm not.
I'll wait for
It's
Kelmec.
not like that.
I'll wait for Kelmec.
Before I
Everybody
leave, I
else can
tell
go
him,
for it.
don't forget your hat.
I won't.
I'm leaving. I'm out of here. That was nice. I feel very relaxed after that spa day. Thorad, you're onto something.
Been trying to tell you.
I think I'm coming around.
Okay, then we'll stay at the spa until Calmec's done as well with Yandere.
Yep, having a little bit more spa day. Helping that out. And spending some time tonight. Okie dokie. And then you guys, the remainder of you first off, and then later the rest of the party, return to the inn to find that it has been cleaned and polished, top to bottom. Yeah, it's ready to go, and all your clothes have been kind of away, and little foot lockers near your beds. Fire, the logs have been up.
I got to the room first, right?
Yep.
I'm going to use my alchemy jug to create honey, and I'm going to slather some on the inside of his breastplate.
It's locked up.
If they
That's true.
polished
It is locked up.
Damn, can't trick
Ah,
that.
Yeah, but you kind of like making your way in, and you know,
Ah,
pump's
damn.
like, "Hi, welcome back."
Hello.
You get oh
Fine. Next time.
You could always ask one of them to unlock the door for you.
No, it's not as fun. Spur of the moment kind of prank.
so you're first, and then if there's really nothing else, the remainder of you guys will return to the inn.
I'm just sitting on the bed eating a jar of honey now.
Yeah. Like Winnie the Pooh style.
Got like a spoon. Got some bread. Hey guys,
Some scones, little biscuits.
got some honey.
Why are you eating straight honey?
Opportunity.
She's supposed to eat gay honey?
Yeah, of course.
Who's like, so it would be Kelmac, Caleb would be the last two to return, right?
Yandre was with us.
Like as you guys return and kind of come up to the top of the stairs, you see 4 brownies kind of leaned up against the door, kind of. And those of you who speak Sylvan pick up the conversation. He's
Like everybody but me.
Jug in there.
Oh, and I think he's all.
He's like, I don't know. Think maybe he'd give up. I don't know. She seemed kind of mean. But I don't know. Lot. And then when they see you guys gonna go, ah! And then they kind of go. One of them kind of turns into like a little flower pot, just in the middle.
Oh, I'm not touching anything.
That's
ever
amazing.
They can
Oh.
smell the honey.
again. Our room is 80% brownies.
80% brownies, my favorite.
All right.
Hey guys. What
Did I hear one of them say something about honey?
Oh yes.
Whenever I get in, what are you doing?
Eating?
Why are you? Are you? Gonna...
How much of that is left?
A lot. I mean, I don't typically eat all this stuff. I usually put in a jar afterwards.
I'm gonna grab like a bowl or something and mind.
I mean, okay. It makes a gallon of honey. That's a lot of honey.
Jesus Christ!
That's a lot of honey.
I have some jars. If you want some, or-
I'm gonna grab a couple bowls and put some out, and then put some outside the door and shut the door.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you guys like close the door. Caleb walks like 2 steps, and you hear just like some smacking at the door, and then scuffling down the hall.
What the hell was that?
I think they wanted some honey.
Who?
Yeah,
The brownies.
a lot of the 4 brownies are outside the door, talking about how much they want the honey, and apparently they really like honey, but they were scared of you to ask.
That's fucking weird.
So I
Not
figured
great, so
out
your
giving
brownies
some.
have a sweet tooth.
They love sweet. And fire.
But not sour.
It's an acquired taste. How'd the mud mask go, Kelmac?
It was excellent, as was the massage. I really needed it. I had knots in places I was not expecting.
You look like you have more volume.
The oil was a little
Oily?
I don't think it was regular oil because it was kind of tingly.
Alright.
So it might have been something directly derived from fey herbs. but it was excellent.
Very possible.
And no, they didn't get handsy with me.
Guess you weren't their type.
They don't really have types, though. They just kind of do anything that's walking or swimming.
And they asked if I wanted a full service, and I declined.
Get your tires rotated.
You should live a little.
Coward.
Well, I'd rotate something.
Oh. I'm gonna go downstairs and get some mead. I used up all of my charges on honey. You want anything?
No, I'm good.
Hey.
I'm good. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm very relaxed.
Let's go get a drink and then come back out of the room.
Caelan's gonna be asleep before you even
Jesus.
get downstairs.
That spa took all the stress out of him.
I'll go ahead and give our little Bella just a little ring to summon one of the
I
brownies.
just went downstairs. What did you want?
Well, no, I didn't
Okay.
know. I didn't know.
You
if
ring the
these-
bell.
And one of them's holding the.
It is the bell.
You kind of like ring it a couple times, and then in like 2 or 3 minutes, like there's kind of a
Right.
rat tap at the door.
I'll open it, and it's a brownie.
Nope,
Is it
not a brownie?
Not a brownie.
Nope. Standing in front of you is Tobias, the innkeeper, just kind of looking like he just ran up the stairs and goes, "Apologies, sir. Something has happened to our brownies.
Gave them,
They're
like,
a little
3/4 of a gallon
indisposed
of honey.
at the moment. No worries. I'm here to handle whatever it is you need. What can I get for you?
We went to the bathhouse earlier, and I left my effects with a brownie named Lapis and to get taken care of. And I was just wondering if I could have those, or if they
Yes,
have already
yes,
been
of
returned
course.
in a locked chest.
They are presently locked in our secure room. If you like, I can bring them up right away.
Yes, please.
Very well.
The background is
Shall I
red.
bring that up presently?
Damn it.
Will you and your compatriots be having dinner? Should I bring something up as well?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. Just a
A
smattering of, yeah.
Honey.
Very well.
Thank you.
You just
Later.
Caleb, you
Bring-
just
bring
crippled
you
the
your
economy
armor.
Of this inn.
I just ruined this inn.
Yeah. Well, yes. Because the
Then-
4 brownies that you gave the honey to are the only 4 that are on staff. So,
A bunch of junkies. Don't even
Well-
tell them the fucking jug can summon a gallon of honey. They'll just fucking.
I will kill 4 brownies if they touch my jug.
Look, we're just asking you.
It'll be-
Can you just summon a gallon of
Everything
honey?
in this room will be destroyed out of paranoia of them being a brownie.
okay. Anything you guys want to do specifically before you guys attempt a long run?
I'll mess around with my illusionist thingy for just to test out the duplicates, but then nothing out. It's just generic stuff. No pranks or anything.
Okay. Tell me. Red.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm nice,
So-
relaxed, some good food, alcohol, and bed.
Okay. Then you guys head to bed in your respective rooms, and head in to wrap up your 4th day in the Feywild. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it for Chapter 100. Woo!
100!
Yeah!
A nice, relaxing day.
Bitchin'!
Crackhead brownies.
Yeah, crackhead brownies.
We learned about Godwin today.
Yeah.
That's true, because no one ever thought, but no.
Just takes getting naked in a spa, and all kinds of secrets come out.
Yep.
Naked
So.
in a spa.
Anyway, hey guys, thanks for coming out and spending some time with us here in chapter 100. Here in a couple days, producer Jace will have the stuff over on YouTube. In the meantime, feel free to watch it on VOD here in Twitch. If you want to get some more information about us, we have our socials, Facebook and the like. Feel free to come and join us there. We should be back next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central for the next chapter. Unless something horrible goes wrong between now and then. But not going to put bad vibes out there.
You just did.
Well, knock on wood.
I'm not going to say this bad thing. You said it.
Well, no, I said the thing and then say, but I shouldn't say the.
Good night.
See you next Tuesday. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.